Welcome to HOJO Radio. Our next broadcast was based on a comic book character created in 1941. He made his radio debut in 1943 and ran until 1953. Relax, folks, relax for the adventures of Archie Andrews, right here on HOJO Radio.
Hello.
Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Aw, relax, Archie. Relax.
Yes, indeed, and you relax too, folks, while you visit Archie Andrews, his family, and his friends. Millions of readers of Archie comic magazine know Archie, and now he comes to radio with all his gang, Archie Andrews. Well, it's Friday morning as we look in on the Andrews home in Riverdale. Mom and Dad are having breakfast. Archie is still upstairs.
More coffee, dear?
Oh, yes, dear, please.
Anything interesting in the paper this morning, Fred?
Oh, yes, now that you mention it. Says here that a famous scientist has just discovered that giraffes have something no other animal has.
Well, what's that, dear?
Little giraffes.
Fred.
Well, that's what it says, dear. That's what it says. Oh, I see where a 10-year-old boy has been admitted to Harvard.
10 years old? And in college? I wonder what he'll be 15 years from now.
25.
Fred.
Well, he will, won't he? Certainly will. Oh, and listen to this. A noted anthropologist has concluded his studies on the origin of man and has decided that women are an improvement on man.
An improvement? Fred, that's ridiculous.
Oh, no, it isn't, Mary. Aren't men always out looking for improvements?
Fred.
And here's a story
Now,
about...
right now, dear, I have to wake Archie up. He'll be late for school. Archie! Archie! Time to get up.
Oh, my darling Hetty. I promise I'll never go out with Lauren again, Hetty. Huh? Yes, Hetty.
Archie, are you awake?
Well, huh? Oh, gosh.
Archie, I said, are you awake?
Oh, gee whiz, Mom, did you have to wake me right now?
We've been waiting for you for an hour.
I know, but I've been waiting for that date with Hetty all my life.
Archie, what are you talking about?
Oh, nothing, Mom. I'll be right down. Oh, me, I gotta get washed. Where's that faucet? Never can find that faucet with my eyes closed. Oh, here it is. Well, that's done with. No, where's that towel? I never can find my towel. Well, maybe it's in my room. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, there, this feels like it. That's funny. When did they start putting buttons on towels? Oh, gee whiz, it's my shirt. Here's my towel. Now to get dressed. Oh, cement mixer. Putty, cement mixer. Putty, cement... there we are. All set. Oh, shucks, I forgot to brush my hair. Yeah, there we are. Oh, shucks, I forgot a clean handkerchief. There we are. Shucks, I forgot my bow tie. Here it is. I'll just snap it on. There we are. Oh, cement mixer. Now I'm all set. Oh, pardon. Morning, Mom. Morning, Dad.
Morning, sir. Archie.
Huh?
For pity's sakes, you forgot your pants.
Jug.
Yeah?
Got a date tonight?
Yep.
With who?
Greer.
Greer. Greer Schultz?
Yeah. What's the matter with Greer Schultz?
Oh, nothing. Not a thing. But her mouth is so big.
Big. Her mouth is not big.
Not big. Listen, Jughead. The other day she was standing on the corner of Main and Spruce, and she yawned.
And what happened?
6 people mailed letters.
Archie, that's not true.
It is too.
Greer is still a slick chick.
A what?
A slick chick. A thrill-frill.
Does that mean a cute girl?
Well, Natch.
Natch.
Cert.
Cert. Listen, Jug, what kind of talk is that?
Archie, aren't you hep?
Aren't I what? Hep.
That's jive talk. That's in the groove.
It should be in the grave.
Don't be silly. That's the only way to rate a date.
You mean talking like that?
Boy, are you a square. But with long hair.
If I gotta talk like that to get a date, I'd sooner do without one.
Well, the girls like it.
Jug, they do not. And I'll prove it.
How?
Here comes Betty. I'll try it on her.
Okay.
And I bet you $50 it doesn't work.
It's a bet.
Betty! Oh, Betty!
Hello, Archie. Hi, Jug.
Hi, Betty.
Hi, Betty. How's the chick?
Oh, I'm just... What did you say, Archie?
I said you're a real thrill today.
Oh, why, Archie Andrews, do you mean that?
But Natch.
Really?
Cross my heart and cut a rug, I do.
Honest to goodness?
But, Cert, in fact, you're all right. You're groovy. You're there.
Oh, Archie, how sweet. I could kiss you. In fact, I will.
Golly.
Well, Archie, what do you say to that? Well?
The only thing I can say is...
Yes? Yes?
Jughead, you win.
Win? Win? You mean you had a bet?
Yeah, Archie bet me 50 cents that
Well,
you...
I might have known of all the awful tricks. Archie Andrews, I never want to see you again as long as I live.
But, Betty, Gee whiz. Jug, I knew that jive talk was no good.
Listen, Archie, you owe me 50 cents.
But, Jug, Betty saw at me. It didn't work at all.
Archie, from where I stood, I'd say it worked 50 cents worth. At least.
Oh.
Fred, is that you, dear?
Yes, dear, it is.
Why, you're home early, aren't you?
Why, have you forgotten, Mary?
Forgotten what?
Tonight's the regular meeting of my lodge.
Your lodge? Again?
Yes, sir. Tonight, the Benevolent Brotherhood of the Bull, Grange 1, Pasture 3, Barn 2, holds its regular monthly meeting. Yes, sir, the Benevolent Bulls will graze tonight. Oh, brotherhood, I'm a benevolent bull. Moo, 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 moo. Oh, brotherhood, I'm a benevolent bull. Moo, moo.
Fred, let's not go through all that.
I'm only singing the lodge song, dear.
Yes, Fred, but you better save your voice. And why are you in such good spirits, anyway?
Why, Mary, don't you realize that tonight I'll be advanced from the rating of short-horn calf to full-fledged ox?
Oh, I'd forgotten. I can't remember. But I don't know why you don't join a decent lodge, the Elks or the Masons.
Now, Mary, just because this lodge is new and small doesn't make any difference. I like it. Fine thing. Now, where is my lodge uniform? I want to get it ready for tonight.
Oh, it's in the hall closet, I think.
Okay, I'll get it. Oh, brotherhood, I'm a benevolent bull. Moo, 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 moo.
Benevolent bull, of all the ridiculous things.
As soon as we leave our books, Jug, we'll go get a soda.
Is that you, Archie?
Oh, but Natch, Mom, Natch.
What'd you say, Archie?
I said Natch.
Oh, that's what I thought you said. Hello, Jughead.
Hello, Mrs. Andrews.
Well, dear, did everything go all right at school today?
Cert.
That's... what did you say?
I said cert. Cert.
That's what I thought you said.
Mom, aren't you hep?
Oh, yes, dear. Of course I'm hep.
I'd hate to think you were a square.
A what?
A square. You know, icky. Rube, a long hair.
Archie, let me touch your forehead.
My forehead? But, Mom...
Archie, stick out your tongue.
But, Mom...
Archie?
Oh, all right. Nah. Quit snickering, Jug.
Oh, you seem to be all right.
Of course I'm all right.
Well, I don't know.
Mary, I'd better take this lodge uniform to the tailor and... Oh, hello, Jug. Hello, Archie.
Hello, Mr. Andrews.
Oh, Joe, what do you know?
Oh, nothing much. I've been... What did you say?
I just said, hello, Joe, what do you know? That means hiya.
Archie?
Fred, what's wrong with your uniform?
Oh, it needs pressing, and the tail has come off.
The tail?
Yes, the cow tail on the back of the jacket.
Well, the tailor can sew it on.
Yes, well, maybe I'd better take it right down there. And, Mary, while I'm gone, would you fix the hat?
The hat?
Yes, shine up the badge and the horns. Shine them up.
All right, dear. But, Fred, why don't you let Archie take the uniform to the tailor?
Oh, I can do it, dear. It'll only take a minute.
Well, Archie's not doing anything, dear.
But, Mom...
No, I want to explain to the tailor where the tail goes.
I'm sure he can figure out where the tail goes perfectly well.
Yes, but...
But, Mom, if Dad wants to go himself, why argue?
Archie, take this uniform right down to the tailor.
Oh, okay, Mom.
And be sure to tell him to sew the tail on.
Natch, Mom, natch. Come on, Jug.
Well, Mary, what was that all about?
I wanted to speak to you alone, dear.
Alone? What's the mystery?
Well, Fred, haven't you noticed?
Notice what?
Noticed how strange Archie's been acting lately.
Archie always acts strange.
I mean stranger than usual.
Mary, that's not possible.
Fred, I'm serious. Archie's been quite pale and worried-looking lately.
Mary, if the world was coming to an end, the only thing Archie would worry about is whether he could get his allowance in advance.
Fred, the boy's been acting very nervous lately, and now his speech.
What about his speech?
Well, he doesn't talk sense anymore.
Oh. Well, if you really think there's something wrong, have Dr. Higgins look him over.
No, not Dr. Higgins.
Now, what's wrong with Dr. Higgins, Mary?
Nothing, dear, but this is something I'd better discuss with a psychiatrist. You may go in now. Thank you.
Good morning. Did you wish to see me?
Yes, Doctor.
What did you wish to see me about?
My son.
I see. Name?
Archie Andrews.
No, your name.
Oh, Mary Andrews.
Now tell me, do you ever dream or scream? Do you have any fears or tears? Depressions or obsessions? Neurosis or psychosis?
Well,
do you have inhibitions or intuitions? Do you ever have delirium? Have you ever tried irium? Answer yes or no.
Well,
I thought so. Afraid to reveal your hidden self.
But, Doctor,
Did you have a happy childhood? Ever dream you made of wood? Ever have a coma or a trauma or a soma? Do you come from a good homer? Did you like your mother, wish you were your brother? Answer yes or no.
Well,
I thought so. Inhibitive.
But I want to...
Why do you hate your husband?
But
I see. Do you like to sleep?
Yes.
When?
When I'm tired.
I see. Well, Mrs. Andrews, that gives me all the information I need. Good day.
But I wanted to tell you about my son.
Mrs. Andrews, why do you persist in imagining that you have a son?
But I do have a son. You don't think I was just imagining it?
All right, madam, you may come in now.
What?
I said I'll see you now.
Who's that?
Oh, that's the doctor.
The doctor? Then who are you?
That's what the doctor was trying to find out. Well, bye now.
Well...
Did you wish to see me, madam?
Yes, if you're sure you're the doctor.
Well, of course I'm the doctor. Now, just what's troubling you?
Well, Doctor, it's about my son, Archie.
Yes?
I'm afraid he's not quite well.
Does he show any symptoms?
Well, I don't know if they're symptoms or not, but he's always in trouble, especially in school.
Mm-hmm.
And he's terribly infatuated with a girl named Veronica.
Nothing wrong about that.
Well, I know, but he thinks of no one else.
I see.
And now his speech.
Speech?
Yes, he's taken to speaking some kind of gibberish. At times he doesn't even make sense. Oh, tell me, Doctor, what do you advise? I'm terribly worried.
Advise, madam? There's only one thing to advise. Send the boy in to see me.
Oh, does he have to come here?
Well, yes, indeed. After all, we Can't examine people long distance, you know.
Archie, did you take Dad's uniform to the tailor?
I sure did, Mom.
That's good. Now, dear, I want you to run down to this address and see Dr. Adequate.
A doctor? Gee whiz, Mom, what for?
Oh, I just want the doctor to give you a thorough checkup. I told him all about your condition.
Condition? But, Mom, I feel fine.
Now, Archie, you do just as I say. I guess I ought to know whether you feel fine or not.
Gee whiz, I never in all my life seen anyone like mothers.
But Natch.
Cert, I tell you, parents are getting to be bigger problems all the time.
But deaf.
I don't know what this generation of parents is coming to.
But good.
Jug, I ask you, do I look sick to you?
I refuse to commit myself.
A lot of help you are.
Archie Andrew.
Oh, gee. Hello, Veronica.
Hiya, Veronica.
Hello, Jug. Where you all going, Archie?
Oh, down to the doctor's for a checkup?
Oh, anything wrong?
Oh, no, Mom just wants the doctor to look me over.
Oh, what a shame. It's such a lovely afternoon. Wouldn't you like to take a drive out in the country? I'll get my car.
A drive in the country?
Uh-huh.
Oh, brother, that's for me, but Natch.
Well, Archie, what do you say?
Well, excuse me a minute, Veronica. I gotta have a conference.
Conference?
Yeah, with my conscience. Now, look, Andrews, here's the proposition. You're supposed to go to the doctor. Well, I know that, don't I? Yeah, but Veronica wants to drive out into the country. I know that, too, don't I? Sure, stupid. But which would you rather do? Hold hands with Veronica or a doctor? Ask a foolish question, I get a foolish answer. Now, the problem is, if I go driving with the doctor, will Veronica pass the exam? Oh, no. I mean, should I go driving or go to the doctor's? Satan, get thee behind me and quit pushing. Andrews, this is getting no place. Make up your mind. I just did. Fine, good, huh? Veronica, I've decided. I'll go.
Oh, that's fine, Archie.
Yeah, I just got an idea. Jughead, come back here.
Every time you get an idea, I'm in trouble.
It's no trouble at all, Jug. Can't I ask you to do me a little favor?
I'm listening, but I'm not promising.
Jug, I want you to go take that checkup for me.
Me, Archie? Me?
Yes, you.
Well, what good would that do you?
Jug, it's obvious. How many chin-ups do I do in gym?
6.
How many do you do?
6.
What mark did you get in physical ed last month?
B.
What mark did I get?
B.
You see? It's plain as can be. We're both in the exact same condition. So what difference does it make if the doctor examines you and thinks it's me?
The answer, Archie, is no.
Oh, you sound like my father.
The answer is still no.
Jug, I'll give you the 50 cents I owe you.
It's a deal.
Okay, here's the doctor's address on this paper. Now, you be there at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And, Jug, when Veronica and I are sitting in the shade of the old apple, we'll be thinking of you. Sitting in the shade of a stethoscope. So long, Jug.
But, Archie.
See you later, Jug. Happy blood pressure.
But, Archie, you forgot my 50 cents. Archie! Jughead, you're the biggest fool I know.
Young man, are you next?
Natch.
What?
I said Natch.
Natch. Oh, you must be the Andrews boy. Come in. Sit right there. Now, tell me. Name?
Jughead.
What?
I mean, Archie.
I see. Now, why do you have trouble in school?
I don't.
Never?
Well, sometimes.
I see. Why do you like this girl? What's her name? Oh, yes, Veronica.
I can't stand her.
Uh-huh. Never?
Well, sometimes.
I see. Well, you lie down on this couch.
But I'm not tired.
Never mind, lie down anyway.
Now listen, Doctor, for 50 cents I'm not going to have an operation.
No, my boy, this is no operation. I just want you to close your eyes and tell me whatever comes into your mind.
Well, okay.
Now, what are you thinking of?
Bubble gum.
No, you don't understand. You're not relaxed enough. Now, just close your eyes. That's right. Put your hands at your sides. That's right. Just relax. That's right. Now, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Archie.
just what a pretty spot this is?
What else? Huh?
Well, I was thinking of that song.
Song?
Yes, you know the one that goes, onesie, twosie, I love yousie, twosie, threesie, you love mesie?
Yes, Archie. Yes.
Isn't it a shame I can't count past 3?
Archie,
Huh?
do you really like me?
Oh, but deaf.
Really?
Natch.
Archie.
Yes, Veronica?
Archie, honey,
Yes?
there's something I'd love to ask you.
Yes?
As a special favor to me.
Anything, Veronica, anything.
Would you?
Yes?
Could you?
Yes, yes?
Could you please stop talking jive talk?
Jive talk. Don't you like jive talk?
No, I don't. Not a bit.
You don't? But I
I
thought
think
all...
it's cheap and vulgar.
Well, gee whiz. Veronica, say no more. I'll never speak another word of it as long as I live.
Hello?
Mrs. Andrews, this is Dr. Adequate.
Oh, yes, Dr. Adequate. Did my son get there?
Yes, Mrs. Andrews, he just left here.
Well, Doctor, what do you think?
It's difficult to discuss matters of this kind on the phone. I'd better come over to your house.
Oh, all right, Doctor. But can't you tell me anything right now?
Well, Mrs. Andrews, I'll say this much. From what you told me about him and from what I found in the examination,
Yes.
your boy is suffering from the worst case of split personality I've ever seen.
Oh, that was a very nice drive, Veronica.
Oh, yes. I enjoyed it too, Archie.
Are you doing anything tonight?
No, Archie, nothing special.
How about a movie?
I'd love to go to a movie.
Swell, I'll call for you at 8 o'clock.
That'll be fine.
Oh, hey, look.
What?
Some guy is stuck up ahead. We ought to stop and see if we can help him.
All right.
Hey there, having trouble?
Yes, my motor just stopped.
Can I help?
Yes, I'm on a very important call.
Well, maybe I can find out what's wrong. I'll be right there. Let's take a look. I don't see anything.
I'm in a great hurry.
Well, that's funny. There's nothing. Oh, yes, here it is.
What is it?
This distributor wire's come loose. I'll put it back on for you. There.
Is that all there is to it?
Yes, sir. She'll work like new.
Well, thank you, my boy. Don't know what I'd have done if you hadn't come along.
Oh, it's okay, mister. See you again sometime.
Yes, goodbye.
Okay, Veronica, let's go. Say, Veronica, we better stop by the tailor's on the way home. I have to pick up something for my father.
All right. But, Archie, I think it's wonderful the way you fix that man's car.
Oh.
Simply wonderful.
Oh, shucks, Veronica. You just say that because it's true.
Mary,
Yes, dear.
has Archie brought my uniform back from the tailor yet?
Not yet, dear.
Well, where in the world is he? I'm due at the lodge meeting in half an hour.
Well, don't worry. Your benevolent bulls won't stampede. Archie will be here any minute now.
Oh, he better
Hi, Mom.
Oh, hello, Archie. Your father's been waiting for you. Do you have his lodge uniform?
Oh, sure, Mom, right here.
Good. Now tell me, dear, how'd you make out this afternoon?
Huh?
Did the doctor say you'll be all right?
Well, no, Mom. He didn't exactly say that.
Oh, did he say you were sick?
Well, no, he didn't exactly say that either.
Well, don't you worry about it, dear. I know you'll be all right again.
But, Mom, I'm not worried.
Yes, dear, I know. But you'll understand everything when you're well.
Mom, I tell you,
Mary, has Archie come home yet?
Yes, dear, just this minute. Archie, you better take that uniform right up to your father.
Okay, Mom, but I tell you, I feel fine, perfectly fine.
Oh, now what? Oh, Dr. Adequate. Come in. I've been expecting you.
Good evening, Mrs. Andrews. Had a little trouble with my car on the way over. Now, about your boy.
Mary,
Oh, pardon me, Doctor. Yes, dear.
have you polished my horns yet?
Not yet, dear. I will right away. That was my husband, Doctor. He's
Mom,
getting
can
it.
I have some cake and milk? I'm kind of hungry. Oh, hello there.
Well, hello.
Hello, I didn't expect to see you again.
Neither did I.
Well, I'll be out in the kitchen, Mom.
All right, Archie.
Fine boy. Fine boy. I didn't know you had two sons, Mrs. Andrews.
Oh, yes, I've always had two... did you say two sons?
Yes. That boy is your son, isn't he?
Well, of course.
Why didn't you tell me you had two boys, Mrs. Andrews?
Doctor, have you seen a psychiatrist lately?
Mrs. Andrews, did I or did I not examine your son this afternoon?
Certainly.
Then tell me, who is that boy who just went out in the kitchen?
My son.
Then who came to my office this afternoon?
My son.
Mrs. Andrews?
Mary!
Oh, pardon me, Doctor. Yes, dear?
Mary, they forgot to sew my tail back on.
Well, don't worry, dear. I'll sew it on for you. That's my husband, Doctor. He's got... Oh, dear, pardon me, Doctor.
Oh, is Archie home?
Oh,
he
yes,
owes me
Judge.
50 cents on. Gee. Hello, Dr. Adequate.
Well, hello again.
Archie's out in the kitchen, Jughead.
Okay, Mrs. Andrews. Thanks a lot.
Do you know that boy, Doctor?
Know him, Mrs. Andrews. That's the boy I examined this afternoon.
Oh, but, Doctor, it couldn't be.
It certainly is.
Oh, Doctor, you're terribly confused.
I'm confused. I'm confused.
Mary!
Yes, dear?
Never mind about the tail. I pinned it on myself.
All right, dear. But, Doctor, if you examined Jughead, how did you know Archie when he came in?
Because he helped me fix my car.
Oh, dear, now I am confused.
And there's nothing wrong with that boy.
Oh, but I thought...
He's a perfectly well-adjusted, energetic young fellow, and his speech is quite normal.
But I don't understand. I thought that...
Brotherhood, I'm a benevolent bull. Moo, 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 moo. Brotherhood. Oh. I didn't know we had visitors.
Yes, this is Dr. Adequate Fred. Doctor, my husband.
I'm very glad to meet you. Very glad.
The doctor was just saying there's nothing wrong with Archie.
Well, of course there isn't. Mary, are my horns on straight?
Yes, dear. Well, Doctor, I'm terribly sorry you went to all this trouble.
Mrs. Andrews, it's a good thing I did.
Why?
Your son is all right, Mrs. Andrews, but your husband is not very well.
Oh, well, what?
Just how long have you been a bull, Mr. Andrews?
Now, look, Doctor. I'm on my way to becoming a full-fledged ox. All the other bulls are waiting. And I have no time for any nonsense, so good night. Oh, brotherhood. I'm a benevolent bull.
Just as I thought. Mrs. Andrews, you'd better have your husband at my office first thing tomorrow.
Oh, but, Doctor, it's only a lodge meeting. Are you sure he's sick?
Am I sure? But Natch, Mrs. Andrews. Natch!
And so we conclude another visit to Riverdale with Archie Andrews and all the gang.
Archie? Archie, wake up.
What is it, Mom?
There's someone in the house. I think it's burglars.
What?
Listen.
Oh, gee whiz, Mom, it's only Dad.
Well, I declare, it is your father coming home from that lodge meeting.
Yeah, and dragging his tail behind him.
Archie Andrews is written by Carl Jampel and is based on the copyrighted feature appearing in Archie Comic magazine. Archie is played by Bob Hastings, Jughead by Harlan Stone. Others in the cast include Alice Yorman, Ian Martin, Gloria Mann, and Rosemary Rice. Music by Felix McGuire. Production is under the direction of Charles Urquhart. If you'd like to see our show, just write to Archie Andrews, NBC, Radio City 20, New York City. Or if you live nearby or in the neighborhood some Saturday morning, you may obtain tickets right here at the studio. Just ask to see Archie Andrews. This is Tex Antoine wishing you a very pleasant weekend, and so long. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
HOJO Radio, we're your old-time radio headquarters. Stay tuned.
Hello?
Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie.
Relax.
Yes, and you relax too, folks, if you can, because here he is again, right out of the pages of Archie Comics magazine with all his gang, Archie Andrews. Well, as we pay our weekly visit to the friendly little town of Riverdale, we find Archie and his bosom companion Jughead walking down the street on a very, very important mission. It seems the boys are going...
Swimming. Boy, what a day for swimming.
Yeah.
I can hardly wait to get to that diving board, Jug. I can see me now, sailing high into the air as I perform a graceful swan dive.
Archie, you always hold your nose and jump in, and you know it.
Jug, I'm one of the best... Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Here comes Butch McGonagall.
Gee, let's cross the street.
Two ladies seen us.
Oh, gee whiz. Be careful, Archie.
Ah, quit worrying, Jug. I'm not afraid of that Butch McGonagall. Not the least bit afraid. Hello, Butch.
Hello, Butch. Hello, Butch what?
Hello, Butch, sir.
That's better. Archie, I thought you said
Jug, for gosh sake, be quiet.
Why should he be quiet?
No reason, Butch.
What, are you bullying something?
Oh, no, sir, no, sir.
If anybody's gonna do any bullying around here, it'll be me. You know what I mean?
Yes, Butch.
Okay. Now, Jughead, go ahead and talk all you want.
Okay,
That's enough. Now, what's the big secret going on around here anyways?
Secret?
You heard me. What was this strip gonna say that you wouldn't let him say? Come on.
Well, he was gonna say that... Butch, let go of my tie.
Come on.
Well, he was gonna say that I'm... not afraid of you.
Oh. So you're not afraid of me, huh?
Oh, but I would just... Oh, my nose! Oh, my nose!
And next time, don't be so smart, see?
Oh.
So long, wise guy.
Oh.
So long, Butch. Sir.
Oh, fine friend you are, Jug. Why didn't you do something when he socked me?
I did.
What?
I winced.
That's a lot of help. But, Jug, I'm not going to take this lying down. Help me up.
Here.
Thanks. Yes, sir, I'm going to fix that, Butch. Yes, sir, he's going to regret this day. I'll fix him.
Gee whiz, Archie, what are you going to do?
What am I going to do, Jug? What any full-blooded man would do in my place. Go to the library for a book on boxing. Jug, just listen to this. It says, a good boxer knows how to defend himself at all times. The best offense in the world is useless without a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense. It says, take a position as shown in the illustration. That's like this, I guess.
Yeah.
In that position, you are invulnerable. See, Jug, already I'm invulnerable.
Is that good?
Of course it's good. Boy, oh boy. Wait till I meet that Butch again.
Archie! Oh, Archie! What you doing?
Oh, hi, Betty. I'm busy. Now, it says here...
Mind if I sit down?
No, go ahead. Now, it says here, Jug...
Move over, Jug.
Okay.
The boxer is now able to parry a blow from any direction whatsoever. Gee whiz, let's try it, Jug.
I'm tired.
Oh, come on, Jug. Just stand here for a minute, can't you?
No.
Gosh, you're a lot of help, you are.
Can I help, Archie?
Oh, no, you can... Yeah. I guess you could at that.
Okay. What do I do?
Well, you stand here and put your hands up like mine are. Yeah, that's right. Now, try and hit me.
Oh, but I don't want to fight.
Oh, I'm not going to fight with you, Betty. I just want you to try and hit me.
But I might hurt you.
Oh, Betty, don't be silly. You won't even come near me. I'm invulnerable. Now, go ahead. Swing hard.
Well, okay. Archie, speak to me.
Gee whiz.
Oh, well, I'm all right, I guess. But, Betty, would you do me a favor?
Yes, Archie.
Take this book and throw it in the ash can.
Miss Simmons, take your letter. Hobart Manufacturing Company. Gentlemen, in re-yours of the... Oh, good grief. It's all right. I'll get it. Hello?
Fred?
Oh, hello, dear.
Fred, you'd better be home early tonight.
Why? What's up?
Mrs. Lodge is coming over.
Mrs. Lodge, that old bat... Oh, you mean about our joining the country club?
Yes, dear.
Gosh, are we accepted?
Well, not yet, dear. This is an interview tonight.
Oh, interview?
Yes, you know how fussy they are. Mrs. Lodge has to get all the facts.
Facts? But that old witch knows more about us than I do.
Yes, but Mrs. Lodge says we still must have a formal interview.
All right, Mary, if she wants to be fancy about this, we'll be fancier. We'll put on the Ritz for her till she thinks she's interviewing Mrs. Astor's pet horse.
Jug, the time has come.
For what?
For me to find that Butch and show him a thing or two. I know everything that book says.
Yeah, but look what Betty did to you.
Well, that's because I'd read only the first chapter. Now, I'm a finished fighter.
Finished is right.
Never mind, come on.
Okay, it's your funeral.
Yes, sir, I'll show him. I'll feint with my left, then I'll feint with my right, then he'll cross with his left.
And you'll faint all over.
Oh, yeah? Well, listen, I can...
Archie ain't through.
Oh, golly, Veronica. Hello, Veronica.
Hello, Archie. Where y'all all going on? Well?
Oh, are you finished? I thought there was one more all.
Silly boy. What you doing, Archie?
I'm looking for Butch McGonagall.
For Butch? Why?
To settle a score, Veronica, the way real he-men do.
My goodness, you mean a fight?
That's right. A fight to the end.
But, Archie, dear, you're so handsome.
So what?
So good-looking.
So what?
Your face is so young and gay.
So what?
And Butch is going to make such a mess of it.
So, Veronica, don't talk that way.
Well, he will. Butch is awful tough.
Yes, but I'm tougher. I come from fighting stock.
Really?
Sure. My grandfather used to fight with my grandmother all the time.
Why, Archie, I had no idea you're so brave.
Brave isn't the word for it, Veronica. I'm obnoxious.
Also delirious.
Anyway, I'm a great fighter.
Well, in that case, Archie, you should fight the Masked Marvel.
The what?
The Masked Marvel. He's appearing in Riverdale tonight and offering $100 to anybody who can knock him out in 3 rounds.
Oh, gee whiz, I hadn't heard about it.
Well, of course. Come on, Archie. I'll drive you down to the gym and you can sign up right away.
Okay, Huh? Oh, no, Veronica. I'd love to, really. I'd like to very much, but, well, I can't sign up to fight the Masked Marvel.
Why not?
I don't have a pencil.
Archie, the trouble with you is you're so modest. So retiring. So unassuming. And since I haven't anything else to do, Archie, dear, I'll stop by the gym and enter your name. But I better hurry. Bye now.
Bye, Veronica. Jug, did you hear that? She said that I'm... Sign up! Me? Veronica, come back! Veronica! Oh, Jughead, won't I ever learn to keep my big mouth shut? Oh, why did I ever get mixed up with fighting the Masked Marvel? Oh. Joe, give me another chocolate soda.
Me too, Joe.
Jughead, what'll I do?
Why don't you tell them you don't want to fight?
I can't do that, Jug. Not after I told Veronica what a great fighter I am and she entered my name to fight the Masked Marvel. Well, if I try to get out of it now, Veronica will never talk to me again.
Yeah.
And if I go through with the fight, nobody will ever talk to me again.
Yeah.
And I'm too young to die.
Yeah.
I got everything to live for.
Yeah.
I haven't done a thing to deserve this fate.
Yeah.
Jug, what'll I do?
Bet a lot of money on the Masked Marvel.
Why?
You might as well die rich.
Jughead, you're no help at all. In fact, you're just
Pardon me. Is here they're serving chocolate sodas?
Yeah, right here. Jug,
I love chocolate sodas.
Well, that's fine. Jug, I gotta tell you
You're living in this city?
Yes, I do. Jug, now...
I'm a stranger here.
Well, that's fine. Now, Jug, what
All
I want...
morning I'm looking for a place that they sell chocolate sodas.
Look, mister, I don't know who you are, but
Permit me to make introduction of myself. They are called me the Masked Marvel.
Well, that's fine. My friend and I are very busy, and we just... What? The Masked Marvel. But did you say your name was the Masked Marvel?
That's right. Only without the mask. This is my real face.
How can you tell? Well, gee whiz. Jug, did you hear that? This is the Masked Marvel. Gee whiz.
I hope I'm not intruding.
Intruding? Oh, no, not at all, Mr. Marvel. Not at all. In fact, fate sent you to me. Yes, sir. Sit right down, Marvel. Sit right down. Andrews is my name, Archie Andrews.
How do you do? We'll shake hands, yes?
Oh, yes, by all means. Yo! Marvel, don't do that. Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm not know my own strength.
That's all right. You say you like chocolate sodas?
That's right. I love chocolate sodas.
Archie, we better get out of here.
Not on your life, Jug. This is my big chance. Well, they have fine sodas here, Marvel. Best in town, don't they, Jug? I said, don't they, Jug?
Ouch. Yes, they have fine sodas.
See, Marvel? Sit down. Oh, Joe, 2 chocolate sodas. Make it a double chocolate for my friends.
What is double chocolate?
Oh, that means an extra shot of chocolate syrup.
I love chocolate syrup.
Joe, make it a triple chocolate soda.
What is triple?
That means 3 shots of chocolate.
I love chocolate syrup.
Joe, make it a glass of chocolate syrup. Straight.
What is straight?
Oh, that means without any seltzer. You don't want them putting any water in that delicious chocolate syrup.
I love chocolate syrup.
Archie, are you quiet, Jug? Here we are, Marvel. A soda for me, and a glass of lovely chocolate syrup for you. Drink up. Marvel, did you finish that glass of syrup already?
I love chocolate syrup.
Oh, brother. How do you feel?
Hungry.
What? Well, Marvel, I'll order you a special American dish.
I love special American dishes.
Yes, you'll love this. Joe, give my friend 1 large buttered pickle. Yes, you heard me.
What is buttered pickle?
Oh, you'll see, Marvel. You'll love it. It's a favorite food in this country. Lots of people eat it.
Yeah, and they're all in straitjackets.
Jug, quiet. There you are, Marvel. Now, doesn't that look good?
Da.
Help yourself.
Good.
Oh, yes, it is. Put a little salt and pepper on it. It's better that way.
Better.
Well, Marvel, how do you feel now?
Ay.
Well, it finally worked, Jug.
Archie, where's your handlebar mustache?
Oh, it was a dirty trick, Jug, but it's a case of survival of the fittest. And I don't think the Masked Marvel is very fit anymore.
Well, what do you want?
I wanted to get some information about the fight tonight.
Why?
Well, I'm Archie Andrews. I understand my name is entered to fight the Marvel.
Archie Andrews. Well, yeah, he... What? You're Archie Andrews?
That's right. What's so funny?
And you expect to stay 3 rounds with the Marvel?
That's right.
Well, all right. The fans like to see a little bloodshed, and I guess you've got some.
Some what?
Blood.
Oh, fine.
Pardon me. Hello? Who? Marvel? What? Sick? But Marvel, you gotta fight to... What? But Marvel, listen... Hello? Oh, for gosh sake. That stupid ape. Do you know what he's done?
What?
Gone and got sick, that's what.
Oh, is that so?
And the tickets all sold out. And the fight was going to be broadcast.
Oh, gee, that's too bad.
I'll have to call the whole thing off. Oh, what wouldn't I give for another fighter?
Well, Archie, we might as well...
Wait a minute. I got an idea, Jug. Jug, come back here.
Archie, you've had enough ideas for one day.
But this one is colossal. Mister, just what would you give for another fighter?
What would I give? Anything. Name it and it's yours. My life. My fortune. $20.
It's a deal. I got just the guy for you. He can wear the same outfit the Masked Marvel wears, and nobody will ever know the difference.
Yeah, but can he fight?
Can he fight? He's a wildcat, isn't he, Jug?
Yeah.
He's a killer, isn't he, Jug?
Yeah.
He's a madman in the ring, isn't he, Jug?
Yeah.
Great. What's his name?
Jughead Jones, isn't it, Jug?
Yeah. What? But Archie...
Okay, it's a deal. Here's the 20.
Sold. Your fighter will be here at 8 o'clock. So long.
Archie, I am positively not...
Jug, don't be silly. There's nothing to be afraid of. You'll be in the ring with me.
Gee, that's right.
I get a chance to impress Veronica, and you get $20.
Well, okay.
Attaboy.
But let me see the money.
Oh, here you are.
Archie, that's only 10.
Well, naturally, as your manager, I get half, don't I?
Archie, somehow the odds are always against me.
Now, Mary, all we have to do is follow my plan and our worries will be over.
Plan?
Exactly. I want to get into that country club once and for all if it's the last thing I do. Why, do you realize what it would mean to my business, to our social standing, to everything?
Oh, yes, dear, I do.
Good. Now, then, here's what we do. You get out your evening gown and my tuxedo.
Well, what on earth for?
To impress Mrs. Lodge. Oh. And we'll fix the place up fancy. Candles on the dining room table. Good books lying all around the room, casually. Everything soft and refined.
Oh, I see.
Mrs. Lodge will think she's on Park Avenue. Of course, there is just one hitch.
Yes?
Where is Archie?
Oh, he just phoned to say he won't be home for dinner.
Why, Mary, that's fine. In fact, that makes everything just perfect.
Good evening, folks. This is Clem McCarthy, about to bring you the big fight. The masked marvel against the local contender. What's that name, Joe? Oh, yes, Archie Andrews, the Riverdale Killer. The referee is in the ring, and yes, here comes Killer Andrews now. Andrews is climbing through the ropes. He bows to the crowd. He's waving to somebody. Oh, yes, to the girlfriend sitting at the ringside. There's one thing you have to say for this Andrews. For a fellow who's going up against the masked marvel, he's showing a lot of self-confidence. Yes, sir, plenty of confidence. Well, Jones, all set?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now put on this mask and hood the Marvel wears, and whatever you do, don't take it off.
Yes, sir. I was just going...
Whoa! What are you doing?
Marvel, what are you doing here? I thought you were sick.
I was, but I'm better now.
Oh, that's wonderful. Terrific, in fact. How did you recover so quickly?
I found out what was wrong with me.
And what was wrong?
I was only hungry.
Gee whiz.
Well, I'm glad you got here. You get into your mask quick. They're waiting. Well, Jones, what are you looking so scared about? You don't have to fight now.
I know, but I'm thinking about a guy who does.
Archie, dear, I just want to wish you luck before the fight.
Oh, gee, that's sweet of you, Veronica.
And I want to tell you I'm terribly, terribly proud of you.
Gee, thanks.
Oh, look, here comes the masked marvel now. Just look at those muscles, and those shoulders, and those legs.
I'm still looking at those muscles.
He's terribly husky.
Yeah, he does seem to have gained weight.
Who?
I mean, the marble. Oh, the referee's calling me, Veronica. I gotta get out there.
Okay, Archie, good luck.
Andrews and the marble are in the center of the ring. They shake hands. The referee is giving them final instructions. Now, as I look at the two men, this fight sizes up as a contest of age, weight, and experience against youth, ambition, and ignorance. Well, the fight is on. They look at each other, spar for openings, just feeling each other out. The marble feints with the left and throws a savage right to Andrews' chin. And Andrews staggers back on his heels. The crowd goes wild.
Jug, for gosh sake, take it easy. You want to hurt me or something?
Isn't this exciting, Veronica? Oh, yes, it is, Betty.
Hi, Betty. Hi, Veronica.
Oh, hello, Jug.
Can I sit here with you?
Of course, Jug. But shouldn't you be in Archie's corner?
Betty, I don't think Archie would be glad to see me now.
Jughead, for gosh sake, take it easy. Ooh. Oh, don't you think that hurt? Oh, Jug! Do you have to hit so hard? Oh, don't answer that.
Boxing fans, so far the Andrews boy is being cautious, just feeling out the masked Marvel. The Marvel throws a left at Andrews' nose, a right to Andrews' stomach. Andrews is cautious. The Marvel crosses with a right to Andrews' head, a left to Andrews' eye. Andrew is cautious. The Marvel jabs with his left, then throws a right. Andrews is cautious. The Marvel sends a stiff right to Andrews' chin. Andrews is cautious. Another stiff right. Andrews is wobbly. He's going down. No, he's staying up. No, he's going down. He's weaving like a pendulum. The masked Marvel is moving in for the kill. Andrews is backing away and fires the bell, ending round one.
My goodness. I don't think Archie did so well.
He certainly didn't. Look at him.
Jug, go see if you can help him.
I don't know, Veronica.
Go ahead, Jug. He's all in.
Well, okay. Hey, Archie, how you doing? Hi, Jug. Doing okay, I guess. I can't see him. I don't understand it. I didn't know Jug could hit so hard. Jughead, what are you doing here? I mean, who is that over there? Oh, Jug, tell me it isn't so.
It is.
Oh, you mean I'm fighting the real masked Marvel?
You're sure not fighting me?
Oh, but I can't, Jug. I mean the Marvel.
You better get out there, Archie.
Yeah, but Jug.
Yeah?
Tell my folks I died bravely, will you?
Oh, by the by, Mrs. Lodge, terribly sorry my son isn't here, but he sends his regrets. He had to, that is, he was going to, Mary, darling?
Yes, darling.
Just where did the boy say he was going?
To a lecture, I believe.
Ah, yes, a lecture. A very intellectual boy, Archie, but then why shouldn't he be?
Yes, why?
Yes. How am I doing?
Fine, darling.
Oh, darling, why don't you turn on some music? I believe the opera is on. Father, conversation is always so charming with music. Don't you agree, Mrs. Lodge?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Lodge. We always listen to the opera.
Now, about your charming country club, Mrs. Lodge, I was wondering if we had...
moving in. 8 chaps with a left. Another
My Mary, you've got some prize fights. See if you can get some music. I do detest prize fights, Mrs. Lodge, don't you? There's something crude and cheap about Andrews? Did he say Andrews? Oh, no, Mary. It must be some other Andrews.
Andrews is on the ropes.
Oh, no.
One thing you can't deny, though.
Mary.
Andrews is mighty popular.
Mary, for gosh sakes, turn that confounded thing off. I mean, darling, stop the radio, will you, please? Mrs. Lodge, where are you going? Mrs. Lodge, I'm sure I can explain it.
Well, I've never in all my life been so embarrassed, Fred. Fred, where are you going?
Mary, if that boy of mine wants to fight, I'll give him something to fight about.
They're in a clinch now in Andrews' corner. Andrews is hanging on for dear life. He won't let go.
Archie, he's through in the town.
Not yet, Judge. I got an idea.
For God's sake, Archie, no more ideas.
This one'll work, Judge.
Andrews, let me go and fight.
What's the rush, Marvel? Going to get another chocolate soda?
Oh, please don't talk about chocolate sodas.
A nice syrupy chocolate soda? Just think, Marvel.
Andrews, shut up.
What's wrong with a lovely, gooey glass of chocolate syrup?
Oh, you are giving me a bellyache. Stop it.
With chocolate ice cream.
Archie, let me throw in the towel.
Nothing doing, Jug. Not until I try the old 1-2 like it said in that book.
Folks, something is going on up there. Something very strange in that ring. Something mighty strange. They've broken out of that clinch. Now they're in an argument. They're shouting at each other. This is really a grudge fight. The Marvel dropped his guard. He's holding his stomach. He seems to have... Wait a minute. Andrews sees his chance. He's moving in. A left to Marvel's chin. A right to the heart. A left. Another right. And Marvel goes down. Marvel is out cold. The referee is counting. But wait a minute. Andrews has collapsed, too. The referee doesn't know who to count out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is prize fight history.
Pour another bucket of water on him, Jug.
Okay, stand back.
What happened? Where is he? Where? Sweet.
You're in your dressing room, Archie.
How do you feel? I don't. Is the fight over? Where is he?
It sure is.
Oh, there you are, young man.
But the next round is just beginning. Hello, Mr. Andrews.
Hello, Jughead, Veronica. I would like to see Archie alone, if you don't mind.
We were just leaving, Mr. Andrews. Bye, Archie.
Good luck, Archie.
Hello, Dad. What are you doing here?
Young man, at the moment I am much more interested in what you are doing here.
Well, Dad, you
young
see,
man,
I happen to
you've been through some pretty fantastic and asinine escapades.
Yes,
but
Dad,
none of them has ever been more embarrassing to your mother and myself than this.
Yes, but
I
Dad,
have
you don't
never
understand.
in all my life heard of such ridiculous and stupid behavior.
Yes, but Dad, if
I
you
have
just
talked to you and warned you and tried to advise you, but all to no avail. So this time, Archie, I intend to take steps.
Feel okay?
Well, yes, I guess
Good.
so.
Well, I just wanted to tell you that in all my years in the fight game, I've never seen anything like that waltz tonight.
Well, yes, I know.
Do me a favor, will you?
Yes?
Don't ever show your face around here again. Here's your money. Goodbye.
Now, you see, Archie, just what I was telling you when that man came in here and Archie, did he say money?
Uh-huh.
What money?
The money for knocking out that guy, the masked marvel, Dad. See? $100.
$100?
Yeah, that's right, Dad. But what was that you were about to say?
Me? Oh, well, Archie, I was about to say that I mean $100 just for one evening's work, eh? Well, I was about to say, son, that there is nothing more important than the manly art of self-defense.
Visit to Riverdale with Archie Andrews and all the gang. Written by Carl Jampel and based on the copyrighted feature appearing in Archie Comics magazine. Archie is played by Bob Hastings, Jughead by Harlan Stone. The part of Clem McCarthy was played by Clem McCarthy. Others in the cast include Alice Yearman, Ian Martin, Gloria Mann, and Rosemary Rice, Felix McGuire at the organ. And now back to Archie.
Archie, did you ever settle your score with Butch?
Well, Veronica, yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yeah, after the fight with the masked marvel, I decided to teach Butch a lesson.
Oh, how'd you make out?
Well, not so good. You know that book I read?
Yes.
Butch's uncle wrote it.
Listen next week for more of the merry adventures of Archie Andrews. And if you'd like to see our show, just write to Archie Andrews, NBC, Radio City 20, New York City. That's Archie Andrews, NBC, Radio City 20, New York City. Or if you live nearby and are in the neighborhood some Saturday morning, you may obtain tickets right at the studio. Just ask to see Archie Andrews. And now this is Bob Sherry, wishing you a very pleasant weekend. So long!
Our next broadcast was a family sitcom launched on CBS in 1944. It starred a real-life family, the Nelsons, who consisted of Ozzie and his wife Harriet and their kids, David and Eric. We present to you Ozzie and Harriet, next on HOJO Radio.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring young America's favorite couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. As we look in at the Nelson household at 1847 Rogers Road, Ozzie and Harriet are at lunch. Their little son David is having lunch with them.
Come on, Davy, get a move on. We've got half a glass of milk left there.
Okay, Mom.
Say, I think I'll have another piece of this bread. It's awful good. Will you pass the butter, dear?
Okay, it's not butter, though. It's a substitute.
Oh, well then will you pass the margarine?
Well, it's not margarine. It's a substitute.
A substitute for margarine?
Mm-hmm. Read what it says on the jar. Here it is.
Crummy sandwich spread. Made from guess what with artificial coloring. Fine.
Finish your milk, David, and for goodness sakes, watch your manners.
Gosh, Mommy, you sound like a top sergeant today.
You're telling me, and I'm getting pretty tired of it, too. David, you're supposed to chew with your mouth closed.
I'm sorry, Mom. Daddy, do you know how to chew with your mouth closed?
David, a married man even learns to talk that way.
You want some more vegetables, David?
No, thanks.
They're good for you. Make you grow up to be a big, strong man.
I don't want to grow up, because when people grow up, they get married.
Oh, that's silly. You can grow up, but you don't have to get married.
Okay, then I'll have some more vegetables.
Now, what happened, David, that made you so sour on marriage?
Barbara Jones, the girl that sits in front of me at school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She says when she gets married, she's going to have her own home, a bank account, 2 bicycles, and 3 pairs of roller skates.
Well, you think that's wrong?
Well, sure. I wouldn't want a wife who was out roller skating when she was supposed to be home making fudge for me.
Come on, David, finish your lunch.
Mommy, why'd you marry Daddy?
Well, I married your daddy because I loved him.
That's right, and I married Mommy because I loved her.
Gee, don't people have the funniest reasons for getting married?
Hey, you'd better hurry up or you're going to be late for school there, young fella.
David, drink your milk. Incidentally, Daddy, David's been doing very well in school lately.
Oh, well, that's a fine boy, David.
Mm-hmm. He only missed 1 word all week in spelling, and that was a pretty hard one.
Yeah, reincarnation.
Well, that shouldn't have been so hard, David. What did you do, spell it with only 1 C?
No, he spelled it with 2. That's why it was wrong.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, reincarnation. It's a very interesting subject, though. I remember I wrote a composition on it in school.
Will you tell me about it tonight, Daddy?
Oh, I'll be glad to, son. In fact, there's a very good book on the subject. As I recall it, let's see. Yeah, it's called The Trip Back by Bartlett Graham.
Isn't reincarnation the belief that people return to the earth in some other form?
Mm-hmm.
Like a cow or a dog or something?
Yeah, that's the general idea.
In fact, I think that's why cows are so highly respected in some parts of the world where they believe in reincarnation.
They must be the cows that give reincarnation milk. David, I'll bet you bragged to all the boys how clever your old man is.
How much do you want to bet, Dad?
You better leave for school pretty soon, honey.
Okay. Is that a promise then, Dad? You'll get the book and tell me about it tonight?
It's a definite promise. I'll go down and buy the book this afternoon.
Well, look, you better hurry to school. You're going to be late. You can get your dessert when you come home.
Okay. See you later. Don't forget now, Pop.
I hope you can locate that book, because when you make a promise to David, you know, he'll hold you to it.
Oh, I'll get it right after lunch. As a matter of fact, it'll be easy. It's quite a well-known book, you know.
You're all finished, aren't you, dear?
Yeah.
Well, I'll call Gloria then.
Gloria! Oh, Gloria! Did you call me, Mrs. Nelson?
Yes, I did, Gloria. We're all finished with lunch. It was very good, too.
Oh, thank you.
I don't think I want any dessert, Gloria. I have to hurry downtown and see if I can locate a book for David. It's a book on reincarnation.
Reincarnation? What's that?
Well, reincarnation is just what they call it when things keep coming back in different forms.
Oh, they do that all the time at the restaurant where I eat.
No, Gloria, this is a little different. Reincarnation means the return to Earth in a varied form. Now, you take myself, for instance. I'm a musician now, but I might come back in a few hundred years as a giraffe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to look awful silly playing a saxophone.
I think Mr. Nelson would be more likely to come back as a tired wolf.
Oh, now, take it easy.
That sounds more like my boyfriend, Elmo.
Elmo? I thought his name was Elmer.
It was, but he changed it from Elmer to Elmo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he feels it goes better with his blue serge suit.
Well, I guess I'd better be going down to the bookstore. Would you like to go with me, darling?
No, I don't think so. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it might be fun. Is there any book you'd like us to get you, Gloria?
Yes, nothing like a good book at night if you're troubled with insomnia.
Oh, I'm never troubled with insomnia. I just lie down near the edge of the bed, and in a few moments I fall off.
I imagine Gloria doesn't have to worry about getting to sleep after all the work she does around here.
Not only that, but I've been taking exercises.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I've been doing exercises for several weeks now. I can touch my knees without bending the floor. Well, hasta mañana, as Elmer always says.
Oh, Elmer speaks Spanish, too, huh?
Oh, yes. He used to go out with a Spanish hacienda.
Hacienda, that's a house.
That's what he likes them built like. Well, I better clear away these dishes.
Okay, Gloria.
Well, come on, Harriet. If you're going to the bookstore with me, let's go.
Is this the place you meant, honey?
Yeah, this is it.
Say, what was the name of that book again, dear?
The Trip Back by Bartlett Graham.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our little book nook.
Oh, thank you.
Allow me to present myself. I'm Mr. McQueen, the owner of the shop.
Oh, how do you do? I'd like a book.
Well, you've come to the right place, as the saying goes. What's the matter? Doesn't the saying go that way?
Yes, I suppose so. The book I had in mind...
Oh, you needn't hurry making a selection. You can browse till you drowse.
Oh, thanks.
Well, thanks, but we know exactly what we want, thank you.
Yes, we came in here for The Trip Back.
Have you tried the Greyhound bus station?
Well, I don't think you understand. You see, The Trip Back is a book on reincarnation by Bartlett Graham.
Oh, yes, of course. I know the book you mean. But we're all sold out of it. Now, isn't that a crying shame?
Yes. It is rather disappointing because I promised my little boy that I'd have it for him this evening.
Well, if you'll leave your name and phone number, I'll call you just as soon as we get a copy.
Okay, I'll do that. And thanks again for all your trouble.
Oh, no trouble at all. In fact, I'm glad you came in when you did. Another 5 minutes alone, and I'm sure I would have peaked at Forever Amber. Well, bye-bye.
Gee, it's too bad they didn't have it, Ozzy.
Oh, well, maybe somewhere else.
Well, hello. Fancy meeting you here.
Why, it's Mr. and Mrs. Waddington. Are you out shopping?
Roger and I were just going into this bookstore to buy a book for Roger. Roger, stop snapping your bubble gum.
Yes, my dear.
Books are the instruments of knowledge, and intellectual curiosity is a wonderful thing. There's nothing like a good book to stimulate the mind, I always say. What do you always say, Roger?
Yes, my dear.
Of course, you realize that I myself appreciate the finer things in literature.
Oh, naturally.
I'm especially fond of Shakespeare.
Well, you should be. He took you out once or twice.
Roger, sometimes I wonder why I ever married you.
Well, don't look at me. It wasn't my idea. Well, I hope you find what you want in that bookstore. We didn't have much success.
Oh, what book were you looking for, Mr. Nelson?
The Trip Back. It's a book on reincarnation.
Oh, that's a fascinating subject, reincarnation. You know, if that theory is correct, I just wish I could come back to this world as a rhinoceros. A fierce, fearless rhinoceros.
My goodness. Why, is that a surprise to you, Roger? Oh, yes, indeed. I didn't know you could be the same thing twice.
That's enough out of you, Roger. You're coming right along with me, straight home. I'm not buying you any books.
Yes, my dear.
Oh, and Mr. Nelson, may I suggest that you try the public library? They might have that book you're looking for.
Oh, thank you. Say, that's a good idea. Oh, and by the way, Roger.
Yes, Mr. Nelson?
If you could come back to Earth in some other form, what would you like to come back as?
I have my choice of anything at all.
Yes, anything at all. What would you like to be?
Let me think. Oh, I've got it.
Okay. What do you want to come back as?
As a tube of toothpaste.
You want to come back as a tube of toothpaste? Why?
Well, when she steps on me, I want to go all over her.
Roger, just for that that. Do you know what I'm going to do to you when we get home?
Oh, no, dear. Oh, please. Not that, not the rubber hose.
Goodbye, folks. Come along, Roger.
Yes, my dear.
Poor little Roger. Well, dear, let's go over to the library, shall we? A couple of friends of mine wrote a song. It was a pretty song like this.
Don't sweetheart me if you don't mean it. Don't talk sweet words if they're not true. Don't tear my heart like it was paper, because my heart loves only you.
You can't go round sweethearting others and then pretend that I'm yours exclusively. Love must be true, mean what you're saying, unless you do. Don't sweetheart me. That's how the song was originally written. And then the Torch Singers took it over and developed it into everything but Don't Sweetheart Me.
Don't sweetheart me because you're mean to me. Why must you be mean to me? You know you're just my Bill, and you know you always will, for I'll be loving you always. That's just why I say, music, maestro, please, don't sweetheart me. Then there's the extra word man. He really butchers it up with added words like this.
Don't sweetheart me, oh honey baby, if you do, you'll soon be sorry. I know what to do to you, and if you do, then you'll regret it. Wait and see. Don't sweetheart me, and don't forget it. Sweet, you heard me say it. Hard or I'll repay it, me. And then the dance bands take over the melody and write their super special arrangements, and we hear... Don't sweetheart me.
And now, back to the Nelson family. Ozzie and Harriet have gone over to the library in search of the book on reincarnation that Ozzie has promised David. It's beginning to look as though Ozzie might have a little difficulty getting that book by this evening. As our scene opens, Ozzie and Harriet are entering the library.
Gee, it's quiet in here.
Well, of course it always is in the library. I think I hear steam escaping.
Come here, I want to talk to you.
Cut it out, Willie. I've got my wife with me.
Please. I'm the librarian. I just want to tell you, you'll have to be more quiet.
Oh, I'm very sorry. We'll be quiet.
Thank you. Oh, dear. I still hear a noise.
I'm awfully sorry, miss. I think my heart is beating.
We'd like to borrow a book. The trip back.
Do you have a membership card?
No, we don't.
Well, you'll have to join the library first. Just fill out this card, and we'll notify you when your application is approved.
But I must have the book for tonight.
I'm very sorry, sir. Those are my orders.
Well, Ozzie, you might as well fill out a card anyway.
Okay.
Well, whatever you do, remember, please be ever so quiet.
Oh, yes, we understand.
We must be ever so quiet. Shh, shh, shh. Don't breathe a word. It may lead to a riot. Shh, shh. Can't you hear the tick of the clock? Hickory, dickory, dickory, dock. We must be ever so quiet. Shh, shh, shh.
We must be ever so quiet. Don't
tickle-tickle-clock. Dickory, dickory, dickory-dock.
We must be ever so quiet. Ozzy, ever since we got home, you've been complaining about the public library system. There's no use getting so upset about it, you know.
Well, I just think the whole thing is ridiculous. After all, I have my rights. I'm a citizen and a taxpayer. The idea not trusting me for a book, it's just unbelievable, that's all.
Well, honey, if you'd only calm down for a moment, I could tell you about this message Gloria left. The library phoned before we got home and approved your application. Now you can come down any time you want and take your book out.
Oh, that's better.
Sure.
Oh, my gosh, look at that message that Gloria left. Is she kidding? Looks like somebody shot ink at the paper from a spray gun.
Here, let me see it. Ozzy, that's the note you left for the milkman last night. Here's the message from Gloria.
Oh, well, what we need around here is a new pen. I think somebody stole this one from the post office. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Nelson?
That's right.
Mr. Nelson, this is Mr. McQueen at the bookstore.
Oh, yes.
I succeeded in locating a copy of the Trip Bag. That book on reincarnation that you wanted, it's $2.50.
Oh, I see.
The reason I called is that there's a customer right here who's very anxious to buy it. So if you've changed your mind about the book, he'd like to have it.
Well, to be truthful with you, I found a copy of the book myself at the public library, and that's just around the corner.
Then you don't mind if I sell this one?
Well, you're sure you can?
Oh, yes, the man's right here.
Oh, fine. Well, then you sell it to him, and I'll get mine from the library. It'll save me a trip downtown. Thanks very much for calling.
Oh, that's okay. Goodbye, Mr. Nelson.
Goodbye. Say, did you hear that, Harriet? Now that I can get the book at the public library, the fellow at the bookstore calls up and says he's got my copy in already.
Oh, really? Well, what are you going to do about it?
Well, fortunately, there was a customer in the store who wanted to buy it, so I didn't have to take it. I'll get it, Harriet. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Nelson.
Yes, this is Mr. Nelson.
Well, this is the public library calling. I just wanted to make sure that you got the message I left this afternoon.
Yes, I got it all right, thank you. I'll be down in a few minutes for the book.
Oh, that's fine. I have your library card right here for you. And let's see now, what was the name of the book you wanted?
The Trip Back by Bartlett Graham.
Oh, Mr. Nelson, I'm so sorry. We very seldom have a call for that book, but one of our members came in a little while ago and borrowed it.
You mean you don't have it there now?
Well, it'll be back in a week. They can only keep it for a week, you know. Unless they renew it for another week.
Oh, gosh. I want it for tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson. However, when the member returns it, we'll hold it here and notify you.
Well, thanks just the same. I'll try to get one somewhere else. Goodbye. How do you like that? Some other member already borrowed that book from the library.
Oh, gee, that's a shame, honey.
The point is, where am I going to get that book now? I just got to get it tonight.
Well, darling, it's not a matter of vital importance. You can just explain to David that you'll get the book some other time. If it's impossible to get it, it's impossible, that's all.
Harriet, please. If you think you can explain to a kid who's been brought up on Superman, Dick Tracy, Captain Midnight, that anything is impossible... Oh, Harriet, you just don't know your 8-year-old boys.
Well, take it easy, dear. If you'll stop long enough to take a breath, I'll tell you where you can probably get your book.
Oh, really? Where?
Well, why don't you try that fancy bookshop out in Beverly Hills? They're supposed to have everything.
That's a wonderful idea. Where's my hat?
On your head.
Oh, yeah, I'm off.
I begin to think you are.
Off to Beverly Hills. Hello.
How do you do? Welcome to the Beverly Hills Bookery.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to buy a book.
That's all very well, but we don't just sell ordinary books, you know.
You don't?
Oh, my goodness, no. We specialize in rare books with rare bindings.
Well, I
Now,
just...
what kind of a book would you like? A mystery story, maybe?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's fine. Now, our Mr. Morbid is in charge of mystery stories, and you're in luck. Here comes Mr. Morbid now. Mr. Morbid, this young man is interested in mystery stories, murders and such.
Oh, listen,
Oh, you like murders, eh? That's nice, because I like murders, too. Have you read Jack the Ripper Rips Back?
No. I haven't.
Well, have you read 100 Bodies and a Girl?
No.
Now, here's a lovely book. Just came in. It's called 20 Ways to Murder Your Husband. Listen to this list of delightful chapters. Murder by poison, murder by hatchet, murder by sledgehammer, murder by...
No. I don't want that kind of book at all. I just want a book...
Oh! Why didn't you say so? You want a love story. Well, we can take care of that right away. You must meet Miss Mezzanine. She's in charge of our love story.
Listen, I just came in
All right.
here...
Oh, Miss Mezzanine, this young man is interested in love.
Hello. What's the name of the book you wanted?
Book? What book? Oh, of course, a book. I want to buy a book. Do you have a copy of What Every Young Man Should Know?
Well, I'm not sure now.
Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't the title. Let me think now.
You'll have to give me the title. All those piles of books are in alphabetical order. Do you like the way they're arranged?
Oh, yes. I think everything around here is pretty well stacked.
Thank you. Now, what's the title of the book?
I remember. The Trip Back. Have you got a copy?
Well, I'll have to look and see. Just a moment.
It's by Bartlett Graham.
Oh, yes, here it is. Isn't it beautiful? We just have this one copy at popular prices.
Oh, fine. How much is it?
Only $75.
$75? You call that a popular price?
We like it.
No, but $75 is a lot of money.
Oh, but look at the book. It's bound with genuine kangaroo skin.
$75 is too much even if it's got the author in the pouch.
Oh, but you look like a man with discerning taste. A man who appreciates the best. Here, let me fix your tie.
Okay, but it's not gonna help you. I'm not spending $75 for any book.
But Ozzy, spending $75 for a book. That's a lot of money.
I know, but look at it. It's bound with kangaroo skin.
$75 is too much even if it's got the sales girl in the pouch.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. But, Harriet, what could I do? I had to get the book. You know I couldn't disappoint David after making that promise that I'd have it here tonight.
Oh, darling, I meant to tell you when you came in. I just remembered 10 minutes ago that we promised the boys they could go over to Mother's.
What?
Uh-huh. She picked him up at school this afternoon. But I'm sure David will enjoy the book when he gets back next week. I'll get it. Why, it's Mrs. Waddington.
Hello. I just stopped by for a moment. I know how much you wanted that book, The Trip Back, Mr. Nelson. And when I saw it in another bookstore, I picked it up for you. Here it is, and I hope you enjoy it. Goodbye now.
Well, can you beat that? I have two of the... Come in.
Hello, Mr. Nelson. I'm the librarian. I just got another copy of The Trip Back. Here it is.
Oh, thank you very much.
Come in.
It's me, Mrs. Nelson, Gloria. I got a surprise for you, Mr. Nelson.
For me?
Yes. Remember I told you my boyfriend Elmer was always reading books? Well, he had a copy of The Trip Back, and I got it for you. Here it is.
That's very nice of you, Gloria. Gosh, what is this? Come in.
Mr. McQueen again. I just wanted to make sure that you got your copy of The Trip Back at the library, Mr. Nelson. Just in case you didn't, I brought one along with me.
Oh, well, gosh, thank you.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Bye-bye.
Well, Ozzy, will you please tell me what you're going to do with 5 trips back?
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
Keep it tuned right here to HOJO Radio for more classic old-time radio.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring young America's favorite couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. Now, over to the Nelson household at 1847 Rogers Road. As we join them, Harriet is in the living room, very busy with her knitting, when Ozzie enters the room.
Hello, honey. What have you been doing? You look a little beat up.
Oh, I've been outside working on my victory garden. I think the birds have eaten up most of the seeds, though.
Well, I thought you put up that scarecrow, and he was doing such a wonderful job.
That scarecrow's as good as nothing. You know what I think?
What?
Every time the sun comes out good and hot, he sneaks down to the corner for a short beer.
Well, at least working in that garden gets you out in the sun a little.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I'm looking pretty healthy, don't you? Of course, it was kind of a rugged winter, you know, and I still have these circles under my eyes.
Mm-hmm, but they look much better now. They used to go all the way around, didn't they? Hey, what happened to the side of your face there?
Oh, I cut it, shaving as usual. Hey, which reminds me, were you sharpening pencils with my straight razor yesterday?
Of course not, dear.
Are you positive?
Certainly.
I had an awful time with a blade this morning. I'll bet somebody was sharpening pencils with it yesterday.
Ozzie, that's absolutely impossible, because I had it with me in the garden all day yesterday cutting out weeds.
Now, look, honey, a razor blade is only for shaving. When I put shaving cream on my face and I get it good and lathered, and then I run the razor over my whiskers,
yes,
I like to cut them off, not line them up. Now, the only thing for me to do is get an electric razor, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It'll make weeding the garden so much faster.
No, fine.
Say, will you look through that bundle of old clothes before I give them to the release?
Okay. Hey, where'd you find this stuff, anyway?
Most of it was in the attic.
Oh, boy, where did this long woolen underwear come from?
Well, don't you remember? You bought those for yourself when we were first married.
Oh, yeah. I really started from scratch, didn't I? Oh, honey, wait a minute. Don't give this away. This is my old football suit. Oh, what memories. Oh, hey, I can't find my shoulder pads here. Wonder where the shoulder pads are.
Well, don't you remember, honey? Last year you asked me to sew them in your sport coat.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of tired. That working in the garden must have done me in.
Ozzie, look out. You're sitting on the knitting needle.
Why in the world do you always leave knitting needles on the chair point up? I don't know why you insist on knitting anyway. I'll admit you make good pies and you bake good cakes.
Well, for your information, I'm getting pretty darn good at this, too. I've been knitting so much lately, I can knit with my eyes closed.
I think that's how you knitted that last sweater for me, with your eyes closed.
Well, so what if I did make it a little large? I thought you'd grow into it.
Harriet, I may get a little heavier, but my arms aren't going to get 2 feet longer.
Well, couldn't you roll the sleeves up?
Oh, I like it where I have it now, as a throw rug in my den.
Well, don't worry, because this one doesn't happen to be for you.
You know, I never will forget that first sweater you knitted for me. Remember, you knitted the back and the front and the sleeves all separately, and then you didn't know how to put it together?
I finally did manage, though.
Yeah, it was so hard to wear. That Scotch tape kept coming off.
Well, it was your own idea.
Hey, that sure is a small sweater you're knitting there. Who's that for, a midget?
You'll find out when I'm ready to tell you and not before. It happens to be a little surprise. Oh, my goodness, look at the time. I'm supposed to be downtown. Here, give me that sweater. And stop looking so puzzled. It's supposed to be a surprise. See you later, dear.
Gee, I wonder what it... Well, of course. Knitting a little sweater. So that's her surprise. Oh-ho! Ha-ha! And that Bing Crosby thinks he's so smart. Come in. Oh, hello, Emmy Lou. Come on in.
Oh, don't get up, please, Mr. Nelson. I just stopped in to see how Mrs. Nelson likes my new hairdo.
Well, I'm awful sorry, Emmy Lou, but she just went downtown. However, if you'd like the opinion of a slightly aging juvenile, I should say it looks super.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Nelson.
Got a big date for tonight?
Well, sorta. It seems that this boy is stationed near here, and his mother is a friend of Mother and Daddy, one of those things. He's a terribly nice boy, but I feel like I'm sort of robbing the cradle.
Oh, he's pretty young, hey?
Young. He's practically a child.
But he's in the Army?
Yes.
I see. Well, I won't tell anybody. But I do have a little secret for you.
Oh, really? What is it?
Oh, I don't know, though. This has to be kept a secret, and you sort of have that, just wait until I run over and tell the girls in the sorority look in your eye.
Oh, no, Mr. Nelson, tell me, please.
Well, it seems there's going to be a new arrival at the Nelson household.
Baby, oh, isn't that wonderful? Oh, wait till I tell... Oh, Mr. Nelson. How can anybody possibly keep a secret like that? When did Mrs. Nelson tell you?
Well, as a matter of fact, she didn't yet. You see, she's trying to pull a big surprise, but I'm a little too smart for her. I happened to see her knitting a little sweater, you see, and...
What's the matter, Mr. Nelson?
Nothing, just a little dizziness. It'll pass you. And as I said, I noticed her knitting this tiny garment, you see, and... Oh, I'm sorry, would you care for one of these pickles? All of a sudden, I seem to have a craving for them. Would you?
No, thanks.
Oh, well, anyway, here's what I'm going to do. You see, I'm going down to the department store and buy a complete outfit of baby stuff. You know, all the clothes and all the... everything, you see?
Oh, I catch. And then when she tells you what the surprise is, you can prove that you knew it all along.
Right.
Has the busy spell gone, Mr. Nelson?
Oh, don't worry about me. I've been a father twice, you know.
Oh, yes, I know. Let me see. Ricky is 5 and David's about 8 now, isn't he?
That's right. And gosh, you know, it seems like yesterday that Harriet was singing that song they wrote for David when he was a baby. I remember the night she introduced it. It was on Bing's program. And there was something about
love his father and his mother and his sister and his brother and his cousins and his aunt. Nobody else but the kid in the three-cornered pan. Who's the ruler of the kitchen and the parlor and the bedroom, every corner where his little feet can dance. Nobody else but the kid in the three-cornered pan. When it's nice and quiet, who's the little lad? Likes to start a riot because it's fun being bad. Who's the perfect little resident? Who's gonna be the president? Why, anyone can tell you at a glance. Nobody else but the kid in the three-cornered pan.
Who's the loudest little shouter? Who's the cutest little pouter to his sisters and his cousins and his aunts? Nobody else but the kid in the three-cornered pan. And from breakfast time till supper, who's the leading breaker-upper of the furniture, the dishes, and the plants? Nobody else but the kid in the three-cornered pan. He's the sun above us, he's the moon and stars. Long as he will love us, this whole wide world will be ours. He's a naughty little rascal, he's a nuisance, but we wouldn't take $1 million for him if we had the chance. That's what we think of the kid in the three-cornered pan.
Wonderful song, Mr. Nelson. And now with this little stranger arriving, the song will be new all over again.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Oh, say, if you want to get those baby things before the store closes, you better hurry.
Oh, you're right. Well, thanks. I'll be on my way. Goodbye, Emmy Lou.
Goodbye, Mr. Nelson.
Third floor, sporting goods, men's clothing, boots and shoes. Have your coupons ready. Hey, don't you want to get off here, mister?
No, thanks. I'm going to the next floor. That's the last one, I believe.
Well, I don't like to seem personal, but the next floor is the maternity department.
Well, it probably seems strange, but I'm going to surprise my wife.
You're going to surprise your wife. I wonder if there's such a thing as elevator fatigue. Oh, well, up we go.
I guess I didn't make myself very clear. You see, my wife doesn't think I know about it, but I saw her knitting a little sweater.
Oh, knitting a little sweater, hey? Mm-hmm. Hey, what color?
Why do you ask?
Well, if it was blue, she's expecting a boy, and if it was pink, she's expecting a girl.
Oh.
What color was it?
Green.
Now, that's a devil-may-care attitude. Well, so long, and congratulations.
Oh, thanks. I'd give you a cigar, but I don't have one with me. They're so hard to get these days, you know.
Ain't it the truth? Hey, did you hear the one about the guy who found his favorite brand of cigars? He was so happy, he went around giving away his children. Well, so long, bud. Don't take no wooden diapers.
Very funny, wooden diapers. He doesn't know, but that's what they're making them out of now. Gosh, this might be a little embarrassing. Look at all the women. Nothing on this floor but women. I bet I'm the only...
May I help you, sir?
Oh, well, that is... Well, yes, I'm going to have a baby.
Well, why come here? Have you tried Hobby Lobby? I'm only joking, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I am a little flustered.
Haven't you ever been a father before?
Oh, yes, twice. We have 2 boys now.
I see. They in the service?
No, they're just 5 years and 8 years old.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, now, what can I do for you?
Well, I want to buy some of the regular baby things.
Well, this is the baby department. See anything you want?
Well, I really don't know.
Well, how about a bassinet?
A bassinet?
Mm-hmm. Could you use a bassinet?
Well, yes, I guess so. Now, what else should a baby have these days? Sure.
Well, how about some rubber pants?
Rubber pants? Yes, that sounds good. It does rain quite a bit here in California.
Oh, brother. Well, let's see, what else?
Let me... Oh, I tell you, I'll take some of those little nighties up there. And some of these little shirties. And a few blankets and some of those three-cornered pants. You'd better make those king size.
Okay. How about some talcum powder?
Talcum powder? Oh, no, he won't shave for a long time.
Oh, brother. Or did I say that before? Will that be all then?
Yes, I guess that'll be fine. And will you send them out to the house, please? The name is Nelson.
Okay. And the address?
1847 Rogers Road.
Rogers Road. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Nelson. And I'll bet the baby will look just like you.
Well, we won't care as long as he's healthy. I hope my wife doesn't buy all the same things I just bought. I think she's out making preparations for the new arrival, too.
Oh, good afternoon, Mrs. Nelson. May I help you?
Yes, thank you.
Now, don't tell me you've finished knitting the little sweater already.
Well, no, not yet. But before I went any further, I wanted to make sure I was making the sweater in the right size.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're perfectly welcome to check for yourself. He's in the left-hand cage, the third Cocker Spaniel from the end.
Oh, thanks. I can't wait till we get him home. He's the cutest little dog in your store.
Oh, say, does your husband know about the surprise yet?
Well, he was getting a little suspicious, so I did hint about the new arrival. But I didn't say whether it was going to be a cat or a dog or a parrot, so I'm sure he doesn't know what kind of an animal to expect.
Well, I see. I'll send the dog over whenever you notify me. I hope your husband will be surprised.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Goodbye.
Ozzie will be surprised, and Harriet will be too, if in a somewhat different way. Well, now, during the intermission, Ozzie Nelson will double in brass and step into the pit to lead his orchestra.
And now back to Ozzie and Harriet. To put it mildly, things have gotten pretty confused with the occupants of 1847 Rogers Road since Ozzie walked in and saw Harriet knitting a sweater for the Cocker Spaniel she's purchased. As a matter of fact, Ozzie is still out shopping for baby things. As our scene opens, Harriet is phoning the pet shop.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Mr. Kearns.
This is Mrs. Ozzie Nelson. You left word for me to phone you.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry to trouble you, Mrs. Nelson. Oh, darn that parrot. I'm sorry, Mrs. Nelson.
I understand. But what is it, Mr. Kearns? I hope my puppy's all right.
Oh, yes, he's fine. But I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. I'm only the clerk here, you understand. And the owner has just informed me that the Cocker Spaniel you chose cannot be sold without his sister. They've been together since they were born, and he wants to keep them together. Naturally, I'll refund your deposit, unless, of course, you're willing to take both of them.
Oh, well, gee, I'm really crazy about that little Cocker Spaniel, and I've already promised my husband a surprise. Oh, I guess it'll be all right. I'll take both of them.
Oh, fine. I'm so glad. I'll keep them here till you want them, Mrs. Nelson.
Do you want them, Mr. Nelson? Thank you. Goodbye.
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 Oh, shut up!
Wow. Looks like Ozzie's going to get a double surprise. Oh, Gloria! Gloria!
Did you call me, Mrs. Nelson?
Yes, I did, Gloria. I just found out that the little Cocker Spaniel I was going to buy has a twin sister. So I'm going to take both of them.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. I just about finished knitting one of the little sweaters, and, well, I wondered if you'd help me with the other.
Oh, I'd be glad to.
Oh, thanks, Gloria. Now, remember now, don't you say anything to Mr. Nelson, because it's supposed to be a surprise. Big secret.
Oh, you can depend on me, Mrs. Nelson. Nobody can keep a secret better than I can. You know my boyfriend, Elmer?
Yes.
Well, I've been secretly engaged to him for 2 years, and nobody knows about it.
Oh, nobody at all?
Not even Elmer.
Well, that's fine, Gloria. Oh, by the way, when Mr. Nelson comes in, would you tell him I'd like to see him, please?
Okay.
Oh, hello, Pop. Where have you been all afternoon?
Oh, hello, David. I've just been doing a little shopping.
What were you buying?
Well, come on over here and sit down, David. Your pop wants to have a little talk with you.
Okay.
Well, David, you have a birthday coming up pretty soon, haven't you?
Still quite a ways off, Pop.
Yeah, I know, but there are some things you have to plan well in advance.
What do you mean, Pop?
Well, I'll come right to the point. Your mother and I have been sort of talking things over. And for your birthday present, how would you like a little baby brother or sister?
Well, if it's all the same to you and Mother, I'd rather have a pony.
Well, I'm afraid a pony's a little out of the question.
Well, Bobby Vito just got a baby brother. Very nice one, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got him from Dr. Brown. Say, we take from him, too, don't we?
Yes? Yes, we do, David. Are you sure you wouldn't like a baby brother? You seem pretty interested.
Well, I wouldn't want Bobby to think I was copying him. Maybe you'd better give me a baby sister.
Oh, if you're afraid of copying Bobby, maybe we could get his mother and father to exchange their baby.
Well, I don't think they'd take him back. You see, they've already used him 4 days.
Well, I tell you, think it over anyway, David, and I'll talk to you later. Oh, hello, Gloria.
I'll see you later, Pop.
Hello, Mr. Nelson. Did you know that Mrs. Nelson was looking for you?
Oh, no, I didn't. I just got home a little while ago. I had quite a day shopping.
Oh, have you been shopping?
I'll say. I've been to the May Company, the Broadway, Saks Fifth Avenue, and a couple of others.
Oh, Saks Fifth Avenue. I used to be a sales girl there.
Oh, I didn't know that, Gloria.
Oh, yes. And they paid me a big honor when I worked there.
Really?
Yeah, I was voted Miss Sad Sacks of 1947.
Oh, fine. Where is Mrs. Nelson?
She's in the other room working on that little sweater.
Oh, so you know about the big surprise, too, hey?
Oh, yeah. Have you heard the latest developments?
Latest developments?
There's going to be 2 of them.
2 of them? Twins, eh? Gosh.
Did I ever tell you I used to be twins?
You used to be twins?
Yes, my mother wrote and told me she has a picture of me when I was 2.
You've been reading those old joke books again, eh, Gloria? Oh, Harriet.
Yes, honey, I'm in here.
Now, look, Harriet, you don't need to try to fool me any longer, because I know all about your surprise, and I think it's wonderful.
Oh, darling, I'm so glad you feel that way about them. You old smarty pants, I can't keep anything from you, can I?
No, I'm afraid I'm pretty sharp.
There's going to be 2, you know.
So Gloria told me, but are you sure there'll be 2?
Oh, positive.
That radar is wonderful, isn't it?
Darling, look, I want you to promise me one thing.
Anything at all, little mother?
Well, if they make too much noise and keep you awake, let me know and I'll have them sleep in the garage.
In the garage?
Oh, yes, it'll be very comfortable. We'll get a little box with some blankets in it and put it over there by the ash cans.
Honestly, dear, you have a strange sense of humor sometimes. Oh, I just thought of something. Now I'd better buy a war bond for the other little fella, too.
What do you mean?
Well, when I heard about the little stranger coming to our house, I bought a war bond in his name.
Why, Ozzie, that's silly.
Silly? Oh, now, wait a minute, honey. Don't say a thing like that. Just because the war in Europe is over, don't think for a minute that we can stop buying war bonds. Because now more than ever before...
Oh, Ozzie, you know me better than that.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. You mean because he doesn't even have a name or anything yet? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I have a particular preference as to his name.
You have?
Mm-hmm. So I put the bond in his name in an envelope on your dresser. And when he arrives, you can open it up and see how you like the name I picked out for him.
Well, sounds like quite a routine.
Oh, by the way, I haven't asked you. When do you expect the little strangers will arrive?
Sometime next week.
Oh, next week. Now, wait a minute.
Well, of course. I could have had them today.
Today?
Well, yes. But first I wanted to make sure they had their tails clipped and they didn't have their sleeves. You see, they're down at Joe's pet shop.
Wait a minute. You mean you're knitting that sweater for a dog?
Well, of course, didn't you know that? You said that you... Ozzie, you didn't think...
Oh, no, of course. Naturally, I knew it was a dog. It was...
Pardon me, some fellow just delivered a big package from a department store. It's for you, Mr. Nelson, from the baby department.
From the Gloria, he's got the wrong address. Just tell him to take it back.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson, but I opened the package already.
Oh, you opened it?
Yeah, and you should see. 3 dozen of the cutest little face towels.
3 dozen face towels?
Gloria, those aren't face towels. Wrap them up and send them back. And send back the safety pins that came with them, too. Boy, this bed feels good. I sure did a lot of walking today.
Ozzie, do you still insist that you knew all along it was going to be a little dog?
Well, of course, Harriet. Anybody could tell that.
Well, I know I shouldn't have done this, but... Well, I got so curious that I opened the envelope.
What envelope?
The one with the war bond you bought for the dog.
Oh.
I think that's an awful cute name you picked out for him.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Mm-hmm. But won't the neighbors think it's strange that we have a Cocker Spaniel named Ozzie Nelson, Jr.?
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space, missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of Space Patrol. Next on HOJO Radio.
Wheat Chex, Rice Chex, and Good Hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy have just entered a spaceship in Neptune City Spaceport in search of a traitor against the United Planets. They pause in the open hatch a moment.
He may be up forward, tampering with the controls. Wrong guess, gentlemen.
Commander, look out!
Stay where you are, Cadet.
Oh, yeah?
Cardo, put down that gun. Don't try to get to your feet, Commander. You'll get what the cadet got.
What are you doing in this ship?
Preparing it for its last voyage. There's an explosive hidden aboard, timed to go off 2 hours after blastoff. And you, my friends, will be aboard.
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, The Queen of Space. Gang, this is Space Patroller Dick Tufeld at an Aquajet boat race on Mars. Now, my favorite is the Shooting Star. But, hey, it doesn't have a chance. That driver's filling up the tank with ordinary fuel. You see what I mean? No zip, no zoom. Hey, but wait, the driver's now putting in some super fuel. Wow, look at the Shooting Star go. Bound to be a winner now because she's supercharged. Supercharged with super fuel. Now, you want to be a winner, too, don't you, gang? You bet. In sports, in school, in everything you do. Well, then remember the story of the Shooting Star. Ordinary fuel, ordinary start. Super fuel, super start. So don't wait. Get supercharged. And gang, get supercharged the way Buzz Corey does. Eat a good breakfast with a checkerboard super cereal, like Rice Chex or Wheat Chex. Some cereals, yes, sir. If you want flavor, just get Chex. If you want something different, just get Chex. C-H-E-X, Chex. Right for a bite because they're bite-size. Get them at your grocer's today in the red and white checkerboard package. Rice Chex, Wheat Chex. The bite-size super cereals that help to supercharge you. Commander Corey, Cadet Happy, and Tonga, Assistant Security Chief of the United Planets, are on the planet Uranus to investigate a series of accidents that have occurred to passenger ships. In the chart room of the Space Patrol office, Buzz is briefing Happy and Tonga.
You two have made a lot of flights between the outer planets, so I don't have to impress on you the tremendous distances involved.
No, sir.
And you know that here in Uranus, we're outside the orbits of 7 of the 10 planets of the solar system.
And yet we're barely halfway between the Sun and Pluto.
That's right. Now, everyone realizes that the companies running freight and passenger ships between Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are working under handicaps.
Yeah, the long hauls cut down on their profits.
Right. A freighter could make 16 trips from Earth to Mercury, for example, while other freighters make only 1 trip from Neptune to Pluto.
But that doesn't explain all these accidents on the outer planet runs.
No, it doesn't, Tonga. At least not entirely.
Unless the companies are cutting down on safety checkups to save money.
Robbie and I thought that was the explanation at first. However, it's a pretty short-sighted company that would cut corners on inspections, especially when it keeps losing ships like Spaceways Incorporated.
Now, one good thing, no passengers have been lost.
No, not yet. It's our job to find out what the trouble is before any human lives are sacrificed.
Well, from the reports, Spaceways Incorporated have had most of the accidents.
Yes. Of course, they are a new concern. They haven't had the experience that transorbit lines have had.
Commander, isn't Transorbit operated by a woman?
Yes. And she's a very capable manager, according to all reports. Her name is Jelna Fenton.
Well, I thought Transorbit just handled the inner planet surface.
Yeah, they did until recently. But now they have half a dozen ships on the runs between Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Have they been having trouble, too?
A little, but not nearly so much as Spaceways. Now, our regular Space Patrol inspectors haven't been able to find the source of the difficulty. So we're going to do a little undercover work. That's where you come in, Tonga.
Yes, Commander.
You'll pose as a writer for a magazine, gathering material for a series of articles on living conditions on the outer planets.
Good. Then I can make trips from planet to planet without arousing suspicion.
Yes, it'll give you a chance to observe conditions around spaceports and watch the personnel.
What do you and I do, Commander?
Well, for the time being, we'll just make routine inspections of Space Patrol bases and keep in touch with Tonga.
How do you want me to contact you, Commander?
Use your miniature spaceophone. Keep it with you at all times.
I will.
And don't use it when there's anyone around.
When do I start?
Immediately. There's a Spaceways passenger ship leaving Uranus for Pluto in the morning. Be aboard it.
Right, Commander.
Happy now blast off in Terra the 5th a few hours after your ship leaves. I got your message, gentlemen. What's up?
You can cancel that trip to Mercury, Cardo. You're staying here on Neptune.
What about that Spaceways ship I was supposed to, fix?
I've already arranged it.
Oh, what happens this time? Does the oxygen reclaiming unit give out?
No, we won't use that one again for a while. I've got a better one.
Yeah? What?
The orbit computer. It's been tampered with, so it'll give the wrong vector.
Oh, that's not so serious.
Oh, isn't it? On a run to Pluto with a full passenger list, you know how little reserve power those Spaceways ships have.
Hey, that's right. They'll run out before they can get back on course. Unless they get a spaceophone fixed from space control.
They won't be able to. Halfway to Pluto, their spaceophone power unit will fail.
A few more accidents like this, and nobody will get aboard a Spaceways ship.
Which means that Transorbit will have all the business.
I've sure got to hand it to you, Zelda. At first, I thought you were crazy to take on these outer planet runs.
I mean, it would have been crazy if we were merely going to be satisfied with a few crumbs that Spaceways didn't want to be bothered with.
If you keep on, Zelda, you'll be known as the Queen of Space.
Queen of Space. You know, Cardo, I think I rather like it.
We're on Vector, sir.
Yes. You know, that's the fourth time you've checked in the last half hour. We're on automatic control.
Oh, gee, sir, a guy has to do something to keep busy. We're still 10 million DUs from Pluto, and I've read every tech manual in the ship.
Imagine having to make this run every day, Happy, on a freighter.
Oh, no, thanks. I'd go crazy.
Tonga calling Commander Corey. Tonga calling Commander Corey.
Maybe she's getting bored, too.
Corey here. Go ahead, Tonga.
Commander, something's wrong aboard this passenger ship.
Well, what's the trouble? Where are you?
I'm in my private compartment. I think the ship is off course.
Happy, get a fix on Tonga's signal.
Yes, sir.
What makes you think you're off course, Tonga?
I overheard a couple of the crew members whispering. They don't want to alarm the passengers, but I know the steward is very worried.
Well, how could the ship get off course?
I don't know, but I heard the steward say that the ship's spacephone is out of commission.
Does anyone aboard know you've got a miniature spaceophone?
No, Commander.
I've got a fix, sir. They sure are off course by nearly 30 degrees.
Did you hear that, Tonga?
Yes.
And they must have been off for some time. There are thousands of DUs from the regular space lane.
Now, Tonga, listen. I could spaceophone the correct course to you to give to the pilot, but that would mean somebody would know you're a Space Patrol agent. Of course, if the ship is really in trouble...
I don't think so. At least not yet.
Well, then Happy and I'll change vector and come close enough so that the pilot will pick us up in his viewscope. He'll naturally follow us.
And you lead the ship to Pluto?
Oh, just a minute. Got the position charted, Happy?
Yes, sir. They're about here.
Tonga, you're much closer to Neptune than to Pluto. These outer planet ship line operations don't have too much reserve power. We'll lead you back to Neptune.
All right, Commander.
We're changing vector now. We should be in viewscope range in about half an hour. Go out and mingle with the passengers. Contact me if any serious trouble develops.
Right, Commander.
Corey out. Well, Happy, what was it you were saying about this Pluto run being boring? Here's that schedule of Spaceways flights, Jonah. Most of them are inward bound from Pluto.
Spaceways Comet is due this afternoon at Neptune City Spaceport. Leaves for Neptune's moon tomorrow morning.
That doesn't give us much time.
True, but it might give us a fine opportunity.
How do you mean?
Well, there's short haul to the moon coming up tomorrow. Chances are the maintenance crew won't do much work on the ship.
Yeah, that's right. They'll wait till he gets back. Unless there's something that needs immediate attention.
All right, Cardo. Keep an eye on the Comet when it comes in. After that long run from Pluto, the pilot and the rest of the crew will probably head for town for a good time.
Yeah, you're right, Jelena. Say, I wonder how that other ship's making out, the big passenger job.
Right now, the pilot's probably discovering he's millions of DUs off course, and with a low power supply. But don't start making any inquiries, Cardo.
Don't worry. I'll wait for the official announcement. Another Spaceways ship lost.
Do you think they see us, sir?
They ought to. They show up strong enough in our viewscope.
Well, I hope the pilot has sense enough to follow us.
He'll probably be very glad to, Happy. I'm going to change vector now. Watch the screen, see if he follows us.
Yes, sir.
How about it, Happy?
I think he's got the idea all right, sir.
Tonga calling Commander Corey.
Corey here. Go ahead, Tonga.
I'm back in my compartment. Everything's all right.
Good. Does the pilot know we're headed for Neptune?
He just made an announcement through the public address system. We passengers have been told that the ship is making an emergency landing in Neptune.
There's no panic, I hope.
No, we've been assured that it's nothing serious. There's a lot of grumbling about the delay, but nobody's alarmed.
Well, find out all you can, Tonga. I'll arrange to meet you when you land on Neptune.
Jelna, something went wrong.
What do you mean?
That ship that was supposed to get lost on the run to Pluto.
Well, what about it?
Just landed here on Neptune, of all the rotten breaks.
But the orbit computer did fail, didn't it?
Yes, but a space patrol ship happened along, and the pilot followed him to Neptune.
Did you say happened along?
Yes. Apparently, the space patrol ship didn't even know the passenger ship was in trouble. At least the space patrol didn't attempt to make contact.
Well, maybe it's better this way. Now we've got 35 or 40 unhappy passengers who'll tell their friends what an inefficient line Spaceways is. Next time they'll all take Transorbit.
One thing I admire about you, Jelna, you always look on the bright side of things.
How about the comet?
It's working out the way you said it would. The crew headed for town for a good time, and the ship is due for an overhaul after it gets back from Neptune's moon.
But it won't get back, Cardo. It's going to be blown up on the way.
Blown up?
Yes. You can sneak aboard tonight and plant an explosive in one of the aft compartments. I suggest the emergency rations compartment.
Suppose they check the ship before blastoff.
It isn't likely they'd check the emergency rations before a short trip to that moon, especially when there's a major overhaul coming up in a couple of days. I've got it all worked out. The explosive will be in a regular emergency ration.
I've looked all over the spaceport, Commander, and I can't find Tonga.
I wonder what's delaying her. She's had plenty of time to check in at the space hotel and get back here.
Shall I look again, sir? And maybe she's over in Wing B.
Oh, here she comes, Happy. There, she sees us. Let's move over here behind these pillars. Remember, Hap, don't call her by name.
Commander,
What did you find out?
the orbit computer in the ship had been tampered with. So had the space phone transmitter.
So somebody wanted that ship to get lost.
Yes. And I picked up a very interesting rumor about who might be behind it.
Who?
I've been talking to some of the Spaceways employees. They think Transorbit is trying to run them out of business.
Well, that's a serious charge. Do they have any evidence?
No, but I heard a certain name mentioned. Brox Cardo.
Brox Cardo, huh?
Yes. Cardo works for Jelna Fenton of Transorbit.
And what's Cardo supposed to do?
I couldn't learn anything specific, but I get the impression that Cardo would do just about anything.
Transorbit's main offices are here in Neptune City. Happy, maybe you and I can check up on this Cardo.
Yes, sir.
And Tonga, the best thing for you to do is go ahead with our original plan.
You mean go on to Pluto?
Yes. When is the next passenger ship leaving for Pluto?
Spaceways hasn't any scheduled until day after tomorrow. But there is a Transorbit ship leaving tomorrow morning.
Then take that one. Oh, and by the way, this might be a good time to start gathering material for those magazine articles you're supposed to be writing.
Oh?
See if you can get an interview with Jelna Fenton at Transorbit.
All right, Commander.
In the meantime, Happy and I'll check up on Brox Cardo. Now, slow down a little, Happy. We don't want Cardo to suspect we're trailing him.
Yes, sir. He's heading for that spaceship.
Yeah, that's the Comet. Just got in from Pluto this afternoon.
See, it's a beautiful ship, isn't it, sir?
Yes, it's the pride of Spaceways. Hold it, Happy.
Cardo's getting in the ship.
Yes. I'm very curious to know why a Transorbit employee is snooping around a Spaceways ship.
What do you suppose he's got in that box he's carrying?
Suppose we find out. Come on, Happy.
He's been in there a long time.
Up the ladder, Happy. Let's find out just what he's up to in there.
Which way, sir?
Look up forward. He may be tampering with the controls.
Wrong guess, gentlemen.
Commander, look out!
Stay where you are, Cadet.
Oh, yeah?
Cardo, put down that gun!
I'll try to get your feet, Commander. You'll get what the cadet got.
What are you doing in this ship?
Preparing the Comet for its last voyage.
What do you mean?
There's an explosive hidden in the aft compartment, timed to go off 2 hours after blastoff tomorrow.
But there'll be passengers aboard.
Yes, I know. It looks like there'll be 2 extra passengers, Commander. The cadet and you.
We'll be back with Space Patrol in just a moment. Gang, this is Space Patroller Dick Tufeld speaking from the Interplanetary School Stadium on Terra. Just saw a swell football game here. Listen to this crowd cheering the winners. Yes, it sure is fun when you're a winner, and here's something like that. Right, gang? But remember, To be a winner, you have to be supercharged. And here's the way to take care of that. Eat a good breakfast with Rice Chex or Wheat Chex, the bite-sized super cereals that help to supercharge you. Delicious? Why, there's sure plenty of zing in that Rice Chex flavor. And man, oh man, Rice Chex biscuits are toasted and toasted to make them crisper and crisper. And Wheat Chex, there's a flavor you'd fly to the moon for. Now remember, it's fun to be a winner, and hear this. So move right up and be a winner. Move right up to the table for a breakfast that supercharges you. A good breakfast with Rice Chex or Wheat Chex. Get them today, gang, and get supercharged. At the Neptune City spaceport, Commander Corey and Cadet Happy entered a spaceship to apprehend a suspected saboteur. The saboteur, Brox Cardo, attacking Buzz and Happy by surprise, put them to sleep with a ray gun. Now, heavily bound and gagged, they're locked in a compartment in the spaceship in which Cardo has planted an explosive, timed to go off 2 hours after the ship blasts off for Neptune's moon. Meanwhile, following Buzz's instructions, Tonga has called on Jelna Fenton, head of the Transorbit Space Lines, in her office on Neptune City. To obtain information, Tonga is posing as a writer for the Inner Planets Weekly magazine.
You've given me some very interesting facts, Miss Fenton. I won't take up any more of it.
Jelna, Oh, excuse me.
Oh, it's quite all right. I was just leaving. This young lady's writing an article about us for the Inner Planets Weekly.
Well, that's fine.
Thank you again, Miss Fenton. Goodbye. Goodbye. And I think you're very wise to take a transorbit ship to Pluto. Thank you. The girl's not much of a space traveler. She was on the ship that got lost. Frightened her to death.
That's so?
Now I am glad that ship got here safely. She'll write up her horrible experience on a spaceways ship and give Transorbit a nice plug.
Yeah, swell. Now, what I wanted to
And
say...
I managed to work in that line of yours. You know, calling me the Queen of Space. Oh, of course, I did it very modestly.
Oh, sure, Jolly. But listen, I planted the explosive in the Comet, all right?
Oh, good. Did anyone see you?
Yes. Commander Corey of the Space Patrol.
What?
Now, don't worry. I took care of him and his cadet both. They're locked up in the ship. When the ship blows up tomorrow, they'll be...
Thought so. She was listening.
Who?
That girl, the reporter.
Oh, do you think she heard us?
We've got to find out. Come on, Cardo. We'll follow her and see where she goes.
If I could only get my hands free. We've got to get loose, Happy. There's a bomb aboard this ship. Cardo set it to go off, and the ship's about halfway to Neptune's moon. There. I'll untie your hands.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know how we're going to get out of this compartment, but we've got to.
Well, when somebody comes aboard, maybe they can hear us pounding on the door.
Possibly. This ship is heavily soundproof. Can't even hear the roar of the rockets when... I wonder.
You mean maybe we've already blasted off?
That could be. Listen. No.
I don't hear anything.
There's no telling how long that ray gun put us to sleep. If we're in flight now, that bomb may go off any second.
Well, let's try banging on the door.
All right, Hap.
Hey, open up. Open up. Anybody out there? Open up!
Oh, wait a minute.
Do you hear anything? Listen. Hey, somebody's heard us. Tonga!
Commander. Happy, are you all right?
Yes, Tonga, but how did you know we were here?
I overheard Cardo tell Jelna.
Oh, so we haven't blasted off?
Obviously not. Now, we got to find that bomb and get it out of the ship.
Yes, sir.
Commander, I think Cardo and Jelna are after me.
They may think so, Tonga, but as a matter of fact, we're after them. As soon as we fix that bomb, we'll be on our way. Let's get at it, Happy.
I can carry the bomb, sir.
It's not heavy, huh?
Are you sure that's the right box?
Yes, Tonga. It was the only one that was hidden in the emergency ration storage compartment.
Yeah, you can tell by the weight. This box is twice as heavy as the others.
Happy, you and I'll take this bomb to the Space Patrol emergency officer here at the spaceport for detonating, and we'll all meet later at Gate 7.
Yes, sir.
Tonga, while we're doing that, you call Neptune Unit Space Patrol headquarters and alert them to pick up Cardo and Jelna Fenton.
Look, there they are. We're too late, Jelna. That girl set them loose.
Why didn't you give the commander and that cadet another blast with a ray gun? It would have kept them unconscious till after the comet blasted off.
Oh, what difference does it make now? The girl found them.
Makes a lot of difference. Commander won't lose any time in getting out an alarm for us.
What do we do?
Well, let's get to our ship and blast off. We've got to get off Neptune.
Yeah, we got to get off Neptune before Corey has a chance to alert the Space Patrol.
Oh, wait. Girl's leaving and coming this way.
Get out of sight before she sees us.
I'd like to really fix her.
Never mind the girl.
Wait a minute. It might be a good idea to take her with us.
What for?
Don't be an idiot. You've got that ray gun, haven't you?
Yeah.
Then get her.
With all these people around?
Come on. If we handle it right, nobody will notice. Just have that gun ready. Now, Cardo.
In a hurry, miss?
Oh, why, Miss Fenton. What a nice surprise.
You're not half as surprised as you're going to be.
This is a ray gun on your back. Now come along quietly. Get moving out toward the ships.
Tonga's not at Gate 7, Commander.
I know, and she won't be.
What?
She never did call headquarters. I just checked. Tonga's not in the habit of disobeying orders.
But what happened?
Jelna Fenton's own private space cruiser just blasted off. I got the report from Space Control.
Well, sir, do you think she has Tonga with her?
That's what I'm afraid of, Happy. Get to our ship. We're going after them.
I've got the ship on vector for Saturn, Jelna.
Put it in full acceleration. We've got to get plenty of distance between us and Neptune.
Yeah. How's the girl?
Still locked up in the compartment. Oh, I found out who she is.
Yeah, who?
Tonga, Assistant Security Chief of the Space Patrol.
Oh, that's not good.
Why?
This could mean plenty of trouble.
Oh, and I suppose you don't think we're in trouble now? Tonga can help keep Corey off our necks.
Yeah, but will she?
Save her own, sure. Besides, we don't care whether she cooperates or not.
Jelna, look, the rear view scope.
Ship.
It's coming right toward us and gaining every second. Jelna, they're after us.
Now, don't get excited. Calm down.
That's a space patrol ship. It's Corey.
So much the better. Relax, Cardo. Relax.
It's a private cruiser, sir.
Yes, with a Transorbit trademark on it. It's Jelna Fenton's ship, all right.
And we're sure gaining on it.
They must know they're being followed. They don't seem to be doing anything about it. Turn on the spaceophone, Happy.
Yes, sir.
This is Commander Corey aboard Terra 5 calling Jelna Fenton and private cruiser N56. Corey to Jelna Fenton.
Cruiser N56 to Terra 5. Go ahead.
Return to Neptune immediately. You're under arrest.
Really, Commander?
Is Brox Cardo aboard?
Brox Cardo? Well, I never heard of him.
This is an order, Miss Fenton. Return to Neptune immediately, or we'll have to use force.
It's very interesting, Commander, but I don't think you will. You wouldn't want to risk harming your Assistant Security Chief, would you?
So you have Tonga aboard?
That's right, Commander. I suppose you think I'm bluffing.
No, Jelna. I believe you. And I'm warning you, if you harm Tonga in any way...
If you don't want her harm, then I suggest you just go about your own business and leave us alone. Goodbye, Commander.
Jelna, listen.
Tonga calling Commander Corey.
Hey, Tonga's still got her miniature spaceophone, and she's on our private frequency.
Go ahead, Tonga.
Commander, I'm aboard Jelna Fenton's private cruiser.
I know. Happy and I are right behind you. I just talked to Jelna, and she refused to return to Neptune.
I've tried to get out of the compartment, but I can't. It's locked.
Well, listen, Tonga. Right now, Jelna has the upper hand. If we join airlocks with her ship, she'll carry out her threat to harm you.
Well, she'll have to land sometime.
Yes, but that still doesn't help your case. Where is your compartment?
Amidships, on the starboard side.
I'm going to try something, Tonga. Maybe a little risky, but in the long run, you'll stand a better chance of getting away.
Anything you say, Commander.
Whatever you do, don't let Jelna know I've talked to you by miniature spaceophone.
Yes, sir.
Obey their orders exactly. Corey out. Happy, while I put on my spacesuit, get me an atomic torch.
Atomic torch, yes, sir.
Hurry. I'll pull up close to Jelna's ship.
Corey up to? His ship's right off our starboard.
I guess he doesn't believe we've got Tonga aboard. But if he starts anything, he'll find out soon enough.
Corey to Jelna. Corey to Jelna.
Going to talk to him?
Yes. What is it, Commander?
I want to be sure Tonga's aboard.
Don't you trust me?
I want to see that she's all right.
Well, that's fair enough. Cardo, go bring Tonga up here so the commander can see her.
Keep pulling in closer to Jelna's ship, Happy.
We're nearly touching now, sir.
I'm going to keep back so they can't see that I've got a spacesuit on. You know what to do.
Yes, sir. As soon as you tell Jelna that you see Tonga, I let our ship drop back a little, and you go out the airlock and jetpack over to Jelna's ship.
That's right. Turn on the spaceophone, Happy. Well, Jelna, have you got Tonga? Let's see her.
Yes, Commander. She's right here at the nose port. Don't you see her?
Yes. Are you all right, Tonga?
Yes, Commander. Now, are you satisfied, Commander?
Just see that you don't harm her.
Then get your ship away from here.
Cut it, Happy.
Okay, sir.
All right. Drop back now. I'm going out the airlock.
Be careful, sir.
his ship away.
Good. He finally got some sense.
I was afraid for a while he was going to connect airlocks.
Would have been just too bad for Tonga if he had.
I'll take her back and lock her up again.
All right.
Never mind. I'll take care of
Corey!
it.
Commander!
Don't reach for that gun, Cardo.
Cardo! Then you are, Miss Benton. Let go of me, Tonga. Let go. Then stop struggling.
Drop it, Cardo. All right, you asked for it.
I just stay down there. How did you get aboard, Corey? Doesn't the spacesuit give you a hint? I came in through the airlock. I triggered the latch with an atomic cutting torch. Tonga, you can let go of Miss Fenton now. I've got her covered.
Yes, Commander.
We'll lock them up after I contact Happy. Commander Corey calling Cadet Happy.
You made it, sir.
Right, Happy. Tonga and I have got Cardo and Miss Fenton. She seems pretty unhappy. I suppose she's disappointed because there won't be an article about her in the Inner Planet Weekly.
We'll tell her to cheer up, sir. There'll be a nice long one about her in the next Space Patrol crime report.
We'll be back with an action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol story in just a moment. Say, do you hear that clock? Time's running away fast, gang, but it's something you just can't hold back. So don't wait. Send for a Space Patrol Spaceophone set now. This offer soon ends. The Spaceophone, the magic phone that sounds like a walkie-talkie. But time's a-wasting, so hurry. Now think of it. A spaceophone that looks exactly like the one Buzz Corey uses. But remember, this offer will soon end. Time is really running out. So, gang, hurry. Hurry while there's still time. Send today for your spaceophone set. You can talk on it to someone a straight 50 feet away. But don't wait. Act now. This offer soon ends. You get 2 blue and yellow plastic spaceophones, 50 feet of communication cord, and a briefing sheet. Here's all you do. Just buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then, with your name and address, send an Instant Ralston box top and 25 cents in coin to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in continental U.S. and may be withdrawn at any time. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now for a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol story. Buzz and Happy are climbing the face of a steep cliff on the planet Saturn in pursuit of a criminal. At one side of them, a great waterfall thunders down 1,000 feet to the valley below.
Colgar must have reached the top, Commander. I don't see him.
It's amazing. He went up this cliff like a mountain goat.
It's sure hard to get a foothold.
Look out, Happy. There's a rock falling.
Smoke and rockets. Oh, that was close.
There are more coming. Press close to the side of the cliff.
Hey, it looks like the whole top of the mountain is coming down on us.
That's Colgar's work. He started a landslide.
And it's coming down right on top of us. What are we going to do?
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Giant Bubble, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol!
This is your commander, gang, with a story about the warriors in your bloodstream. Do you know what they are? They're the white blood cells, and they're warriors against disease. When a person is sick, he often needs a whole extra army of these warriors. That's just one reason why it's vital to have a big supply of blood in hospitals. Will you help me remind grown-ups that America needs more blood donations? Then join the Space Patrol Blood Boosters. Don't wait. Join today.
Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Nina Berra, Virginia Hewitt, and Norman Jolly. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol! And be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol program on your local ABC television station. Consult your newspaper for time and channel. Space Patrol comes to you transcribed from Hollywood.
HOJO Radio, where the classics come alive.
Wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol. In today's transcribed adventure, Buzz and Happy are climbing the face of a steep cliff on the planet Saturn in pursuit of two criminals. At one side of them, a great waterfall thunders down 1,000 feet to the valley below.
Colgar must have reached the top, Commander. I don't see him. They went up the cliff like a couple of mountain goats. And with hardly any footholds. Look out, Happy, there's a rock falling. Huh? Wow, smoking rockets, that was close. There are more coming. Press close to the cliff. Hey, it looks like the whole top of the mountain is coming down on us. Colgar's work. He started a landslide. It's right on top of us. What are we going to do?
We'll be back in just a moment with today's Space Patrol story, The Giant Bubble. You can't buy it anywhere, gang. Today is positively the last time we can make this sensational offer. I'm speaking of the Space Patrol Spaceophone. The magic phone you can carry anywhere. The magic phone from mysterious outer space. The magic phone created in the secret laboratories of the Space Patrol. The Space Patrol Spaceophone. Imagine, you can talk on it to someone a straight 50 feet away. Complete with 2 blue and yellow plastic spaceophones. Complete with 50 feet of communication cord. Complete with secret briefing sheet. But remember now, today is absolutely the last time we can make this unusual offer. The Space Patrol Spaceophone. To get the whole set, here's what you do. Buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then, with your name and address, send 25 cents in coin and an Instant Ralston box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in continental U.S. and may be withdrawn at any time. That's an Instant Ralston box top and 25 cents in coin to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. In Commander Corey's central office at Space Patrol headquarters on Terra, Cadet Happy is puzzling over some reports from the security section as Buzz enters.
Can't make head or tails of this thing.
Happy, has Dr. Berman been in?
Huh? Oh, beg your pardon, sir. What'd you say?
Have you seen Dr. Berman? He was to meet me here.
Oh, no, sir. He hasn't been in. Did the appropriation go through?
Yes, Happy. Just got the Secretary General's approval. That ought to make Dr. Berman just about the happiest man in the solar system.
Yes, sir.
Which, judging by your expression, is more than can be said for you. What's the trouble, huh?
Well, Major Robertson asked me if I'd check over these reports of intercepted messages, and I haven't been able to make much headway.
There's unidentified spaceophone signals from Saturn.
Uh-huh. All I can figure out is that the broadcasts seem to follow a time pattern, and they're in perfectly plain English, but, well, they just don't make sense.
I know.
One word keeps popping up in several of the messages. That is, if it is a word, Gleck. Now, what in the universe is Gleck?
And no one else around here seems to know either.
Well, all I can gather is that whoever is sending the messages doesn't like Gleck. And one message says, suggest getting rid of Gleck at source.
Mm-hmm. Well, forget about it. Turn the folder back to Robbie.
Yes, sir.
Commander Corey? Oh, yes, Dr. Berman. Come in.
Thank you.
Happy, this is Dr. Berman, the inventor of a new process of constructing atmosphere shells.
Oh, I've heard about it. Yeah, it's something to do with blowing a big bubble out in space, isn't it?
That's right, young man. A bubble of transparent electroplast.
Dr. Berman's method might entirely do away with the old cumbersome method of constructing atmosphere shells section by section and sealing them together.
With electroplast, sir?
Yes, Cadet. With a strong plastic developed in a plant on Venus, which has the peculiar property of remaining in liquid state when powerful electromagnetic waves of a certain frequency are penetrating it.
Oh, I get it. You blow a bubble with it out in the vacuum of space, and while the stuff is soft.
Exactly. When the magnetic waves are cut off due to the cold, the electroplast hardens almost immediately.
Hey, it's almost like freezing a soap bubble.
Nice comparison, Cadet. However, we've never quite been able to freeze a soap bubble. To my great regret, they always break.
Well, maybe this will cheer you up, Doctor. The Secretary General has approved the appropriation as requested.
Splendid.
As I understand it, you're authorized to go ahead and construct a shell for the Venus satellite.
The Venus satellite?
Yes, Happy. The satellite is only a mile in diameter. It'll be completely enclosed by an electroplastic shell.
Hey, that's great, but... Oh, wait a minute. You blow up the shell out in space, right?
That's right. Far enough away from a planet so the electroplast will form a perfect sphere.
Uh-huh. But how do you get the satellite inside the sphere?
We cut the shell in half. Then several powerful spaceships move the two halves to the satellite. And the two parts are sealed.
Then we install a space lock, and we've got a small, low-gravity world.
Commander, I hate to rush off, but I'm very anxious to get back to Venus and get the project underway.
Of course, Doctor. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you. My chief problem at first is to get several thousand cubic feet of Gleck out into space.
Several thousand cubic feet of what?
Gleck. Oh, you wouldn't know. Gleck is a technical slang for electroplast.
I see. Well, where did the term come from?
Oh, I don't know. You know how it is with slang. Probably some technician got tired of saying electroplast and invented the word Gleck. The term caught on. Well, goodbye, gentlemen.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Hey, Commander, hadn't we better tell him about the messages?
No, Happy, not yet.
Yeah, but one of those messages said, get rid of Gleck at the source.
I know. And the source is Venus.
Then someone on Saturn wants to wreck the doctor's project.
I'll have Robbie assign a full monitoring crew to the Saturn frequencies. We're going to blast off for Venus and keep an eye on the plant itself.
It's dark enough now, Drowick. Let's get over to the tunnel. Okay. You better watch your step with that explosive. It won't take much of a jar to set it off. How much time have we? Exactly 10 minutes before the tunnel car comes out of the underground plant. But I can assure you we're going to be away from the plant area when the cargo of electroplast goes up.
Colger, I'm surprised there aren't any guards patrolling the grounds.
Why should there be? Now, who would want to wreck Dr. Berman's project?
You shouldn't have sold out to him. With your half interest in the electroplast process, he could have made millions of credit.
I got out because I thought he was on the wrong track. He wanted me to think that, so I would sell out.
Sure, Colger.
But I'll fix him.
Here are the tracks. We just put the explosive on the rails?
Wait. I've got a better idea. See that flat car off on the siding? Put the explosive on that and push it into the tunnel.
Yeah, great idea. With the tunnel blown up, Berman can't get any electroplast out of the plant for weeks. It's going to be a job shoving that heavy car, though, so we'd better get started.
Hold it, Hap. This is where the foreman saw the men.
There they go, sir. Over that small ridge.
That's where the tunnel comes out, the lower levels of the plant.
Tunnel?
Yes. The tracks lead to the spaceport where the electroplast is pumped aboard cargo ships.
Well, what would they be doing out there this time of night?
Well, let's find out. The odd foreman thought they were on some special detail.
Well, it seems to me if they were on legitimate business, they'd carry a tunnel light.
Keep yours off until I tell you to turn it on.
Yes.
All right. Now, shove the car. It's as heavy as if it were on Jupiter. Once we get it moving, it won't be so bad. How far are we going to push it? Just inside the tunnel. The track has a downhill grade. The car will coast.
All right, Happy, turn on your light. Yes, sir.
Skolga, somebody's seen us. Keep shoving only a few more feet, and it will be on the main track.
Hold it a minute. What are you men doing?
Why don't you mind your own business?
Get that flat car off the main track.
Here comes the tunnel car. Let's go, Throwing.
No, you don't. Come back here.
Let him go, Happy. We've got to shove this car back on the siding quickly.
Yes, sir.
Hate to let him get away, but we've got to clear the tracks.
Tunnel car's coming pretty fast, sir.
A couple more feet.
That's clear, sir.
The switch. I've got to throw the switch, or the tunnel car will be derailed right into us. Hold your light here.
Yes, sir. Wow, that was close.
Yeah, but we made it.
Just barely.
Look what was on this flat car.
A can of explosives.
Come on, Happy. We'll go to the main gate and give some orders. Nobody's going to leave the plant.
The car got through. Cleared the tracks. I got to look at them as we ran out. They're space patrolmen.
Space patrol? They probably got the plant surrounded. How are we going to get out?
Wait a minute. Look up ahead there. There is Berman.
How can you tell?
By his walk. There. Now I'm sure of it. He just passed the window in the blockhouse.
Let's get away from here before he recognizes
I got a better idea. Berman will get us out of here, even past the space patrol.
How?
He's going into the blockhouse. Let's follow him and see if he's alone.
What's in the blockhouse?
Test equipment for the Gleck experiments. That's where I got the explosive. Come on. But quietly, take it easy. Done this all, Drowick.
Gate captain, please.
Quiet. Berman is in the lab.
Yes, thank you. Captain, This is Dr. Berman. Would you locate Commander Corey for me? I don't know where he is, but... Oh, he is? Put him on, please.
He's talking on the intercom.
Commander? Dr. Berman, What? The tunnel? Good heavens. Thank you, Commander. That would have set the project back for weeks. Yes, I do have an idea who's behind this. Something happened earlier today that aroused my suspicion.
We better rush him. I'll wait.
Yes, Commander, but I'm not positive. I don't like to discuss this over the intercom. Yes, I know it's urgent, but can you come to the blockhouse? Fine, Commander.
Let's get him.
Colgar!
Don't reach for that intercom, Berman. Yes, it was me.
You tried to blow up my plants.
Keep the ray gun on him, Droid. Yes, Berman, you double-crossing swindler. I didn't wreck your plan, but you'll never build an atmosphere shell.
We were friends once, Colgar. I can't understand this.
Oh, can't you? You tricked me into thinking you were failing in your electroplast research, so I would sell.
But that was your decision. I was trying to be honest with you. You walked out on me when I needed your help.
We haven't time to argue with him, Koga.
You're right, Droid. Berman, give me a pass so I can get out of the gate.
A pass?
Yes. A time-stamped pass with your signature for Drowick and me. Say that we are being sent to Venus City for special work on the project. Come on, we don't have much time. Come on, hurry up. Put your name on it. That's it.
Koga, someone's coming.
Get behind the door. Berman, you stay where you are. And if you warn them, you'll regret it, believe me.
Right in here, Happy.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Berman. Oh, I didn't know you had company.
Commander,
Commander, look out! Slugging throwing! Give me that ray gun. I'll give you something just as good. Now, stay where you are. Drowick, hold the gun on them a minute.
Where are you going?
In the next room. I'm going to fix up a few chemicals that will turn this blockhouse into a blast furnace. Then we'll lug these meddling space patrolmen in here with Berman.
You'll never get out the gate.
No, you don't. Watch it, Corey. What happened?
Corey got clever. I cracked him with the gun butt.
All right. Lock them in there. First, disconnect the intercom.
Okay.
Takes care of... Good. And by the time we're out of the gate, this blockhouse will be blown to pieces. And Corey with it.
We'll be back with Space Patrol in just a moment. Say, it's a fire. A 4-alarm blaze on Terra. But, hey, what's the matter with that atomic fire control power unit? Oh, too bad. It's trying to get along on ordinary fuel. But wait. Now that fire control officer is filling up the tank with super fuel. Wow! Listen to that fire control unit go now. It's supercharged. That's what. Supercharged with super fuel. Yes, sir, boys and girls. To really get going, the answer is super fuel. That's why Buzz Corey eats a good breakfast with the bite-sized super cereals that help to supercharge you. And I mean Rice Chex and Wheat Chex. Now, there's a couple of swell-tasting cereals. And, boy, both of them have that modern bite-sized design for easy eating. So, gang, get a quick start in the morning like Buzz Corey does. Eat a good breakfast with a Checkerboard Super Cereal and get supercharged. Get them today. Rice Chex, Wheat Chex. Colgar and Drowick are determined to destroy Dr. Berman's plans to employ a new process for constructing atmosphere shells. The two criminals have knocked Buzz, Happy, and the doctor unconscious, locked them in a blockhouse on the grounds of Dr. Berman's Venus plant. They have also prepared chemicals that will blast the interior of the building. Now, as Colgar and Drowick head for the main gate, Buzz and Happy try to break their way out through the door.
It's a cinch we can't break the door down.
Let's see if we can rouse Dr. Berman. Maybe he's got a key on him.
Yes, sir.
Doctor. Commander. Did they get away? Yes. You have a key to the door. We're locked in.
Locked in? Yes, and there's going to be an explosion any second.
They've wrecked the intercom, so we can't call for help. My keys? Where are my keys? Well, they must have taken them.
Hey, Commander, how about the window? It isn't very big, but I think if we smashed it, we could get through.
This metal chair ought to do the trick. It's no use.
Hit it again.
You can't break it, Commander. It's electroplast.
Electroplast?
Yes, my discovery. And it's sealing us up in a death trap.
Wait. Didn't you say it turns to liquid when electromagnetic waves strike it?
A certain frequency, yes. Commander, you've got it. There's a generator in this room.
Where is it?
This cabinet.
Do you need any help?
After I set the dials, throw the switch on the lower panel. Wait. Now. I've got it focused toward the window. Watch it.
How long will it take to work?
Just a few seconds.
It's starting to melt. Hey, it's just like wax.
I think we can get out now. Happy, help me slide the desk under the window. Hurry.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dr. Berman, you first.
I'm really not much good at this sort of thing.
If you don't get out, you'll never be any better. Just dive out, Doctor. It's not much of a drop.
All right.
Okay, Happy?
Yes, sir. All right, Doctor. Look out below. Here I come. All clear, Commander. Come ahead.
All right. Let's get away from here before it blows up.
Wow. We got away just in time.
Commander, if you hadn't thought of that electromagnetic wave when you did...
Lucky you had the equipment in the lab, Doctor. Happy, let's get to the main gate and see if our friends have escaped. We were too late, Doctor. The guard let them through.
Yeah, but we'll get out on all planets alarm. They won't get far.
I think. He was once my friend.
Dr. Berman, I know this has been a terrible experience for you, but I've got to ask some questions. Do you know where Colger might go?
No, I don't. Some time ago, I heard he was living on Saturn.
Saturn's a big planet. Any particular area?
I don't know.
You'll have the Saturn spaceports watched. Now, Doctor, was there anything destroyed in the blockhouse which would delay the construction of the shell around the Venus satellite?
Fortunately, no.
And you can go ahead and direct the project out in space.
Yes, I want to do it right away. The lab ship is ready.
Good. Happy and I are going to keep an eye on things, just in case our friends Kolgar and Drovik decide to try something else.
1,000 DUs outside the satellite orbit, sir.
All right, Happy. Cut our velocity and keep pace with the satellite in its orbit.
Yes, sir.
That's 1,600 hours universal star time, Happy. We should be about ready to blow the bubble up any time now.
There it goes, Kolga. It's getting bigger. We better not get any closer to Berman's bubble. Let's watch it from here.
I didn't think it'd work, but look at it.
We're gonna wait till it's nearly finished.
And blast the shell with a cosmic low-frequency missile.
Yeah, but first we take care of Berman's control ship. The shell will be an easy target after Berman's out of the way.
How did he get out of the blockhouse? We saw the explosion.
Well, he won't get out of this explosion. Keep his lab ship in your sight, Rowan.
The shell doesn't seem to be getting any bigger, sir.
It is, though, Happy. Starboard view scope.
A private cruiser.
Yes. Heading in toward the lab ship. Let's go.
Still in the sights, Kolga.
We're too far away. We can't risk a miss. Hold your fire.
If we get too close, he may spot us.
So what? Those laboratory ships can't maneuver very fast.
Kolga, hurry a view scope.
Space patrol ship coming in fast.
We've been lining up on Berman. They've been lining up on us.
Change vector, quickly.
This is Commander Corey aboard Terra 5 calling the unmarked private cruiser. You're in a restricted space sector. Acknowledge immediately and change your vector.
What do we do?
Keep going.
Commander Corey calling Colgar aboard unmarked private cruiser. Cut your velocity and acknowledge or we'll fire.
Cut our velocity, Drovik. I'll talk to Corey.
They've cut velocity, sir.
They're still keeping close to the lab ship. Better cut our own velocity. Don't get too close, Happy.
Yes, sir.
Hold them an automatic rangefinder.
Commander, there's a flash from their ship.
They're firing at us. Kicking on automatic evasion control.
Yes, sir. Here comes another one. Wow, that was close. Shall I let them have it, sir?
Not yet, Happy. They can't have more than 3 cosmic missiles in that small ship.
Well, that was it, sir. Can I let them have it now?
Well, there isn't much point in firing on an unarmed enemy, is there?
Well, no, but we can't let them get away.
I don't intend to, but I want them to think they are.
Well, they're barreling off on a new vector now.
That's fine. Let them gain some distance. Kick the view scope up to maximum sensitivity.
Yes, sir.
You'll find out just where Mr. Kolgar is going in such a hurry.
Good shooting, Drovik. You knocked out the great Commander Corey.
Must have been that last shot that did it. I didn't see his ship explode, though.
He's out of the fight. Probably punctured his hull. Too bad we haven't just one more cosmic missile left. It would be a cinch to knock out Berman's lab ship.
Yeah, by now, Berman's probably alerted all Space Patrol units in the Venus area.
You're right. We'll head for Saturn and pick up some more cosmic missiles at our Ortok Valley hideout. And then we'll be back.
They're still in the viewscope, sir.
Apparently heading for Saturn.
Yeah, that checks. We picked the original messages up from Gleck about their...
Notify Saturn Space Control to order all units to watch for an unmarked ship, but not to challenge it. After all he's tried to do to us, Kolgar is our baby.
Space Control Saturn calling Commander Corey aboard Terra 5.
Corey here, go ahead.
Commander, an unmarked private cruiser entered Saturn atmosphere 10 minutes ago. It's been under constant surveillance.
Has it landed yet?
It hasn't approached any cities, sir. Our last report, less than a minute ago, said the ship was headed for the Ortok Valley region at steady decrease in altitude. They let down in the mountain area into the central Ortok Valley.
Order all ships to keep clear of the Ortok Valley until further notice. Corey out. Check Ortok Valley coordinates, Happy.
Yes, sir. Terrifically low ceiling, sir.
Yes. Keep her steady, Happy. We've got 1,000-foot cliffs on either side of us.
Yeah, I'm checking them through the infrared viewscope, sir.
I've got something on the ground scope, Happy. Cut our velocity.
It's a spaceship.
Yes. The one we're looking for.
Their landing ladder is down, so they probably aren't in the ship.
Just like to see them try to take off now. Set her down, Happy.
Kolgar, listen.
We got a spaceship landing.
Space Patrol. It's Terra 5.
Corey tricked us.
What do we do?
We have no missiles aboard, and we can't get back to the ship anyhow. There isn't time. I know. Up the cliff, huh?
Climb that cliff, it's straight up and down, 1,000 feet high.
I know a fairly easy way up. If Corey doesn't see us start, he'll never suspect we took that way out. Come on, Drovik, before Corey gets out of the ship.
2 sets of footprints lead over here, Happy.
Yes, sir. They lead away from the ship, and there aren't any coming back.
Apparently they're headed for the cliff. They may be holed up in a cave, so be careful.
Yes, sir. Hey, they end right at the cliff.
The ground is harder here. Still, we make footprints, so they climb the cliff.
What? Why, it's practically a wall.
Look here. Some fresh dirt has been kicked away.
Well, if they can climb it, we can. Sir, listen. The roaring sound.
Probably a waterfall farther up the canyon. Okay, Hap, let's get going.
Go on, Drovik. Keep moving.
Kolgar, I can't get a foothold.
We can't go back. Corey and the killer found our way up.
It's a 500-foot drop. I'd rather have Corey get me than slip off this cliff.
Grab hold of that overhanging rock and swing your foot around this bulge. There is almost a path from here on up. Go on. I can't get past you. So either move or I'll kick you off.
No, I'll go on.
Hey, watch out for that soft shale. You'll slide off the cliff.
I thought I was finished.
See? Yeah, you start at a miniature landslide. Yeah, that gives me an idea. Start pushing these rocks down. These boulders. Come on, get busy.
They must have reached the top, Commander. I don't see them.
They went up the cliff like a pair of mountain goats. Look out, Happy. Rocks are falling. Look. Smoking rockets. That was close. There are more coming. Press close to the cliff.
Hey, it looks like the whole top of the mountain's coming down at us.
That's Kolgar's work. He started a landslide.
What are we going to do?
Look, there's a ledge that leads over there toward the waterfall. Hurry. Be careful. Yes.
It missed us.
Yes. But look at the cliff. Now there's no way up or down.
The fall's on one side and 800-foot drop on the other. We're stuck.
Wait. Look, behind the falls.
What?
Behind the falls, there's an opening there.
You're right. And there's a path behind the falls.
Watch your foothold. These rocks are wet and slippery.
Well, I guess that landslide took care of them.
Yeah, but how are we going to get down to our ship?
It's a long way, but it's safer. Come on, let's get going.
We made it.
ship sure looks good. Yeah. Get in and let's blast off.
What's your hurry?
Corey!
That's right, and don't try anything, either of you.
A landslide. I saw it crash right on top of the path.
Uh-huh. So did we, from behind the waterfall. There's a nice, easy path the other side of the fall. Yeah, a straight and narrow path. Something you ought to try sometime.
An exciting preview of next week's thrilling Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. Right now, gang, this is Space Patroller Dick Tufeld.
And Commander Corey.
We're here to tell you that today is the last time we can offer you the Space Patrol Spaceophone.
You get a whole set, gang, complete with 2 spacephones.
50 feet of communication cord.
And secret briefing sheets.
So don't wait. Send for it today.
Just like talking on the telephone.
It's the magic phone you can carry anywhere.
Looks exactly like the spacephones my space patrollers use on Terra.
Talk on it to someone a straight 50 feet away.
Use it indoors or outdoors.
But remember, today is the last time we can make this offer.
So don't wait. Send for your Space Patrol Spaceophone set today.
Now remember, you get 2 blue and yellow plastic spacephones.
One for you and one for the person you're talking to.
And a secret Space Patrol briefing sheet. Now to get the whole set, do this. Buy a box of Instant Ralston. Then with your name and address, send 25 cents and an Instant Ralston box top to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol story. Buzz and Happy are stranded on the Martian desert, 100 miles from the nearest city. They've just come to an expanse of tiny green plants carpeting the desert for miles.
Something's wrong with my throat, Commander. It feels tight. It's hard to breathe.
Mine's the same way, Happy.
It couldn't be the dust coming up from the ground, sir.
No, it comes from the plants. Every time we take a step, the plants shoot out spores, poisoning the atmosphere.
It's getting worse.
No, it's still worse. These are poisonous lichens.
Poison? What are we going to do, sir? We can't go back.
No. If we go on, these plant spores will paralyze our breathing muscles. We'll suffocate.
Be sure to be with us next Saturday for the exciting story, The Electronic Burglar, when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again bring you Space Patrol! And now, a word from Commander Buzz Corey.
You know, gang, one of the greatest health steps in history was the organization of the National Blood Program of the American Red Cross. A program started in the belief that Americans would give blood to help their neighbors in peace, just as they did for fighting men in war. How would you like to help these people get more blood donations? Here's how you can help. Join my Space Patrol Blood Boosters. You help your country, and you have a lot of fun. So, boys and girls, join the Blood Boosters today.
Space Patrol, an original Mike Moser production starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston and directed by Larry Robertson. Other players were Bela Kovac, Ken Mayer, and Norman Jolly. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when wheat checks, rice checks, and good hot Ralston again present the new exciting Space Patrol! And be sure to see another exciting Space Patrol story on your local ABC television station. Consult your local paper for time and channel. Space Patrol comes to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.
Our next broadcast was an American media franchise created by Robert Arthur and David Kogan. The radio anthology series debuted in 1943 and ran until 1952. The concept was later adapted to magazine and comic book format. We present to you The Mysterious Traveler, right here on HOJO Radio.
The Mysterious Traveler. This is the Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join him on another journey into the realm of the strange and terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves. I hope it's not making you nervous, being alone with me here in the dark. Darkness stirs strange terrors in some minds, particularly those of children. For children live in a world of their own, a world far removed from that of adults. Who among us knows the psychology of the child mind, with its devious thoughts and actions, as in the tale of The Good Die Young. Years ago, when I was practicing medicine, I brought a child into the world, a girl who was named Sandra. In the years that followed, she grew into an extremely beautiful and clever child. But my story begins the day that Martha, the housekeeper, was finishing her duties for the last time.
Sandra, come in here. I want to see you. Sandra!
Were you calling me, Martha?
Yes. I told you to come right home after school. Where have you been?
Oh, I'm sorry, Martha. I didn't hear you tell me to come home right after school. I'm sorry, truly I am.
Save your acting for your father, young lady. It hasn't fooled me for a long time. Sandra, since your mother died, you're becoming more and more of a problem every day. Well, at least after tonight, I won't have to put up with your lies and your 1,001 little tricks.
What do you mean, Martha?
Your father won't be needing a housekeeper anymore. I'm leaving tonight.
But why?
Well, I'm not supposed to tell you. But you may as well know now as later. Your father is bringing home a new mother for you tonight.
A new mother?
Yes, he's just married again.
But I don't want a new mother. Daddy and I don't need anyone else. We're happy the way we are.
Sandra, stop screaming.
I won't have it. Do you hear? I won't have it.
Your new mother's a very fine woman. I met her last night.
I hate her. I hate her. Daddy's mine and no one else's. She hasn't any right to him.
If you don't stop that screaming, I'll tell your father when he comes home tonight.
Oh, no, don't do that. I'll be good. But I hate her, and I always will. I'll never stop hating her.
That's a fine way to talk. Perhaps I ought to warn the poor woman about Sandra. Well, then it's none of my business. Besides, she'll find out about her soon enough.
Stephen, it's ridiculous you're carrying me across the threshold.
All right, darling. It's tradition in my family to carry the bride over the threshold. There you are.
Oh, Stephen, what a lovely house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you haven't seen the best part of it yet. Sandra.
Do you think she'll like me, Stephen? I do so want her to.
Of course she will.
Perhaps you should have told her about us, instead of breaking it to her so unexpectedly like
Oh,
this.
nonsense, Helen. I know my daughter. She's a wonderful child. And she'll fall madly in love with you at the first sight, just as her father did. Sandra, where are you? Daddy.
Daddy, you're home early. Oh, I'm so glad.
How are you, darling?
Oh, Daddy.
I have a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Mm-hmm. Sandra, this is Helen. Helen, I want you to meet my daughter, Sandra.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello.
Darling, the surprise I just mentioned is Helen. We were married this afternoon. That means that Helen is now your mother.
Oh, Daddy, that's wonderful. Now I'll have a mother just like all the other girls do. Oh, I'm so glad.
So am I, Sandra. And I'm sure we're all going to be very happy together.
Of course we are.
That night, after the family had said goodbye to Martha and seen her off, Sandra was sent to bed. She lay quietly in the darkness, thinking. Occasionally she would speak softly to her doll, Barbara.
She hasn't any right being here, Barbara. Daddy and I were perfectly happy until she came along. Tonight he didn't even notice me, just kept looking at her. Well, she shan't have him. He's always been mine, and he always will be. There. That's enough of that. Now, let me see.
This is the second time this afternoon I've asked you not to pound the keys that way. That's no way to play.
I'm sorry, Mother.
It's not only the piano, dear. There are many other little things. And you pay no attention when I speak to you about them.
I don't mean to do them, Mother. I just forget.
Well, please try to remember, dear. Now, I want you to play the piano as you did last night for Daddy. He was very pleased.
Yes, Mother. Yes, Mother?
I thought I asked you to stop pounding the piano like that.
But, Mother, I was just composing a new piece for Daddy.
Well, that wasn't music, Sandra, but just noise. That'll be enough for today.
Hello, beautiful.
How are you, darling?
Well, why wasn't Sandra at the door to meet me? She's all right, isn't she?
Oh, of course, dear. Stephen. I was a bit angry with Sandra this afternoon.
Angry with Sandra? Why, what'd she do?
Well, several times this afternoon I had to speak to her about pounding the piano, being loud and discordant.
Well, that isn't like Sandra. You know how well she plays.
Yes, of course. That wasn't the way she played today.
Well, I'll go up and see her.
All right. Supper will be ready soon.
All right, Ellen. Why, Sandra, what's this?
Oh, Daddy.
Well, what's wrong? You never cry.
I was only trying to compose a new piece for your birthday next month.
A new piece for my birthday?
Yes, I wanted to surprise you.
Oh, there, dear. You mustn't cry. I'm sure Mother understands you didn't mean to be bad. Now, here, let me wipe your tears.
Oh, Daddy, I love you so. I just wanted to compose something wonderful for you.
I understand, darling.
Oh, Daddy, you always understand.
Is supper ready, dear?
Mm-hmm. Where's Sandra?
She'll be down in a minute. Helen.
Yes, Stephen?
She really didn't mean to pound on the piano and get on your nerves. It's just she was trying to compose a new piece for me.
But, Stephen, it wasn't music. It was just noise.
Well, you mustn't be harsh with her. You know what children are like. In their enthusiasm, they forget what they're told.
But, Stephen, I don't know exactly what to say.
It's just a question of being patient with her, winning her love.
All right, Stephen. Perhaps I was a bit impatient with her. You know I want nothing more than for the three of us to be happy together.
I know that, darling. And the three of us will be happy together.
In the weeks that followed, Helen tried to overlook Sandra's slamming of doors, and constant droppings of objects, and other nerve-wracking incidents. In time, she felt, Sandra would come to accept her love and guidance. It was just a matter of patience.
Sandra, is that you?
Yes, Mother.
Please sit down, dear. I want to talk to you.
All right, but do hurry. Daddy'll be home soon.
Sandra, every day I've been giving you milk money for school. Why haven't you been buying milk with that money?
But I have been, Mother.
Now, please, Sandra, I won't punish you. I just want to know what you've been doing with that money.
I've been buying milk with it.
Please, Sandra. Mrs. Gordon, your teacher, told me you haven't bought milk for almost a month now.
But I have. She just doesn't
Sandra,
happen to...
I won't have you lying to me. Now, that's your father. We'll see what he has to say about this.
You don't understand. understand. You just don't understand.
Stephen?
Hello, darling. Oh, Sandra, what are you crying about?
I'm sorry, Stephen, but Sandra's been misbehaving. I think you'd better speak to her.
You just don't understand.
What's she done, Helen?
Mrs. Gordon, her teacher, told me today that for the past month, Sandra hasn't been buying milk with her milk money.
Is that true, Sandra?
And what's worse, Stephen, when I asked Sandra about it, she lied and said that she had been buying milk at school.
Why, Sandra, it isn't like you to lie about things.
I didn't mean to lie about it. I just wanted to keep it a surprise.
What a surprise.
Your birthday present.
Oh?
I saved my milk money so that I could buy you a pipe. It's here in this box.
But, Sandra, you know I'd have given you money to buy a birthday present for Daddy.
It isn't the same thing. I wanted to buy him a present with my own money.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra. Only you might have told me about it when I asked you.
And then it wouldn't have been a real surprise. I did want to surprise Daddy, so...
But you have, darling. This is a beautiful pipe.
No, the surprise is spoiled. Your birthday isn't till tomorrow.
Well, this is much better, darling. It means I'll be able to smoke this pipe tonight. Oh, now, please stop crying. You go upstairs and wash your face and hands, huh?
All right, Daddy.
I'm sorry, Stephen, but I had no idea what she'd done with the money, and she did lie when I asked her about it.
Well, if you'd only have a little more faith in her, Helen. I know it's difficult to understand her at times, but that's because as a child she looks at things differently.
I'm sorry, Stephen, if you think I've failed with her.
Oh, but you haven't, Helen. I'm sure that in time she'll come to love you as much as she loves me.
I don't know, Stephen. I often wonder about that.
As the weeks went by, Helen found herself coming no closer to winning Sandra's confidence. It wasn't that Sandra was unfriendly, but there was an air of reserve about her, which vanished only in her father's presence. Helen felt Stephen watching her anxiously when Sandra was about, and sought to reassure him. Her one thought was to preserve their happiness.
Hello, Helen.
Hello, dear.
Oh, what happened to that vase, dear?
Sandra broke it.
Oh? Well, accidents will happen.
Stephen, this is the fourth piece she's broken in 2 weeks. And each of them were pieces I've treasured, had for years.
Why, Helen, you sound as though Sandra had deliberately broken those vases because they were yours.
Well, why is it that only my things are broken?
Oh, Helen, surely you don't believe she's deliberately breaking your things.
I don't know what to believe. The first few times I thought it was an accident, but now...
But Helen...
Oh, please, Stephen, let's not quarrel. Perhaps I'm wrong. I admit I haven't any proof. It's just all the little things adding up.
Helen, what are you talking about?
Oh, you wouldn't understand even if I told you.
Where's Sandra?
In her room, I suppose.
Well, I'll go up and see what she's doing, huh?
All right, Stephen.
Sandra, it's Daddy. Are you in your room? Huh, it's funny. She isn't here. Hello, what's this? A note addressed to me. Dear Daddy, I'm sorry about the broken vase. Tried my best to be a good girl, but everything I do seems wrong. I make Mother very unhappy, so I'm running away. I love you very much and always will. Your daughter, Sandra.
After searching vainly for an hour in the dark and cold, Stephen returned and notified the police. All through the long hours of the night, he and Helen sat up, not saying a word, each afraid to speak, for fear of what might be said. As the first rays of dawn showed, the doorbell rang. Stephen rushed to answer it.
Mr. Hamilton?
Sandra.
Oh, Daddy,
Darling, everything's all right now.
I'm the police matron from the 55th Street station, Mr. Hamilton. One of the officers on the force just found her.
Thank you. Thank you very much for bringing her home.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Hamilton. It's our job. Goodbye.
Goodbye. There, dear. Don't cry.
Oh, Daddy, it was so dark out there. And I thought I'd never see you again.
What a thing to say.
How do you feel, Sandra? Do you want me to take her, Stephen, and put her to bed?
No, I'll do it, Helen.
All right, Stephen. Just as you say. Is she all right, Stephen?
Mm-hmm. She just fell asleep. I hope her being out all night won't have any after effects.
Stephen, you feel I'm to blame for her running away, don't you?
Of course not, Helen. It's just that... Well, you don't seem to understand her.
But, Stephen, I've tried so hard. Oh, it's no use. She doesn't want me here, never has.
Helen, how can you talk like that? Why, she was delighted the day I brought you here as my wife.
Yes, I thought she was in the beginning. But now I know she was just pretending.
Pretending?
Yes, Stephen. From the first moment she saw me, she resented me. She feels I've come between you, taken her place in your affection.
Oh, Helen, how can you say such a thing?
It's true, I tell you. She sees me as a rival for your love.
You're just imagining all this.
I'm not, I tell you. Oh, it's no use, Stephen. We can't go on this way.
What do you mean?
Don't you see? We aren't happy anymore. Instead of things improving, they get worse. Perhaps it would be best if we were to separate.
Helen, I won't hear of it. I love you, darling. I wouldn't want to live without you. Whatever misunderstandings we may have about Sandra, I'm sure we can straighten them out.
I don't know, Stephen.
If you love me, Helen, you won't give up so easily. Please, say you won't leave.
All right, Stephen. I won't leave. Perhaps we will be able to work this out. I hope so.
Sandra? You awake, darling?
Yes, Daddy.
Sandra, Mother and I were very upset when you ran away last night. Mother seems to think you ran away because you couldn't get along with her. She felt so badly about it, she wanted to go away.
She did?
Yes. But I told her how much we both loved and needed her. So she's promised to stay.
Oh. I see.
Sandra, you will try to be a good girl and do as Mother wants, won't you? It would make Daddy very happy.
Oh, Daddy, I'd do anything to make you happy, anything.
That's a good girl, darling. Now, you get up and get dressed, huh? I'll wait for you downstairs.
All right, Daddy. He just doesn't understand. He should have let her go, but she's still here. And she's going to stay. I won't have it. I won't have it. I hate her. I hate her.
A week passed. A week in which Sandra's behavior pleased Helen no end. At last it seemed they were going to be the happy family she had always dreamed they would be.
Helen!
Yes, dear?
Will you bring my coat with you when you come downstairs? Sandra and I are going for a walk.
All right, Stephen. I'll get it and be right down.
Daddy, can we walk down to the river?
Oh, we won't have enough time for that, Sandra.
Stephen? I have your coat, but I can't find your scarf.
Oh, the scarf's down here, Helen. Just bring the coat.
Oh, all right. Stephen, I hope...
Helen, are you all right? Helen, speak to me.
Daddy, is she dead?
No, Sandra, don't talk like that. Quick, phone Dr. Smith at once.
I arrived at the Hamilton home to find Helen suffering from shock, but otherwise unhurt. I was somewhat disturbed, however, to find her very nervous and run down.
She'll be all right, won't she, Doctor?
Yes, of course. I'm going to leave you a prescription, Mrs. Hamilton. It's something that will help quiet your nerves. You ought to take it twice a day. Here's the prescription, Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll have it filled at once.
Well, Sandra, how are you? You've been so quiet, I hardly knew you were here.
I'm fine, thank you.
You're growing up to be quite a young lady. Are you still troubled by nightmares?
Yes, she still has them once in a while.
No, it's just her nerves. If she continues to have them, you might give her some of the medicine I've prescribed for your wife. Well, I must be leaving. Goodbye, Mrs. Hamilton, and stay in bed a few days.
I will, Doctor. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor. Well, darling, you gave us quite a scare.
Yes, I slipped on something on the top step.
You must have slipped on a marble, dear. I found 7 or 8 of them on the top step.
Marble? Sandra, were they your marbles?
No, Mother. They belong to Margie. She must have left them on the stairs when we were playing here.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't my fault. Truly it wasn't.
Of course it wasn't, Sandra. Our mother knows you wouldn't leave marbles lying around where she could slip on them. Isn't that so, Ellen?
Yes, Stephen. I'm sure Sandra wouldn't want anything to happen to me. Sandra, will you come into Mother's room a moment, please?
Yes, Mother.
The medicine that Dr. Smith prescribed for me is in the bathroom. Will you get it for me, please?
All right, Mother.
You'll find it in the medicine chest. It's in a blue bottle.
Yes, I know what it looks like. Oh, here it is.
That's fine, Sandra. Just bring it to me.
Here you are, Mother.
Thank you, dear. Oh, Sandra, this isn't the medicine that Dr. Smith prescribed for me. Didn't you read the label? This bottle has poison in it.
Poison?
Well, yes. It's right here in red letters on the label.
Oh, I'm sorry, but this bottle is blue, too. It looks just like the one with your medicine.
Yes, it does at that. Now, I'll put this bottle of poison back and get me my medicine.
Yes, Mother.
I'll have to get rid of that poison. It's too dangerous to keep in the medicine chest.
Would have been awful if you took the poison, wouldn't it, Mother? Or you might have died. No, go away. I hate you. Oh, I hate you. He's mine. You shan't have him. He's mine. We don't want you. We don't want you.
Wake up. You're having a nightmare.
Oh, Daddy. Daddy. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Well, of course I won't, Sandra.
Stephen, she's so frightened.
Yes, these nightmares leave her nervous for hours. Darling, there's nothing to cry about now.
Oh, Daddy, I was so frightened.
Stephen, come here a moment, will you, please?
All right, Ellen.
Oh, Daddy, don't leave me.
No, Sandra. I'm not going to leave you. I'm just going to see what Mother wants. What is it, Ellen?
Stephen, Dr. Smith said if she had a nightmare, some of the medicine he prescribed for me would help her.
Well, Sandra doesn't like taking medicine.
But this medicine's very easy to take, and it'll have her asleep in no time.
If you think it's best.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Now, you go back to Sandra while I get the medicine and a glass.
All right, Ellen. Now, Sandra. You must stop your crying. Daddy's here.
Don't go away, Daddy. I want you to stay with me.
Of course I'll stay with you. What were you dreaming about, dear?
I don't know. It was all so mixed up. Oh, Daddy, will you always love me more than anybody else in the world?
Of course. Now, stop your crying.
All right, Stephen, I have it. Now, if you just have Sandra sit up.
Come on, darling. Sit up now. That's it.
What's Mother doing?
She's pouring you some medicine. It'll help you sleep, darling.
Medicine?
Yes. It's the same medicine Mother takes for her own nerves.
No, I don't want it.
Now, please, Sandra. It'll make you feel much better.
No, don't come near me. I don't want it.
Sandra, Mother takes it twice a day. There's nothing to it.
No, I won't take it. I won't.
Perhaps you'd better let it go, Helen.
Nonsense, Stephen. She'll have us up all night if she doesn't take it.
All right.
Now, Sandra, stop being a baby and take this medicine.
No, Daddy, don't let her make me take it. Don't let her.
Sandra, are you going to let me give you this quietly, or do I have to make you take it?
No, it'll kill me. I know it will.
Here, let me hold your head. That's it.
No.
Now, Sandra, stop clenching your teeth. Open your mouth. Do you hear?
Daddy, don't let her.
There, you've taken it. All this fuss over nothing.
Helen, She's choking.
Daddy! Daddy, it burns!
Sandra, what's wrong?
It's burning me! Daddy, help me! Help me, I can't breathe!
Helen, quick. Call Dr. Smith. Tell him it's an emergency.
Stephen, here's Dr. Smith.
Let me see her. She's been unconscious for 10 minutes now. Doctor, you must do something.
I'm afraid it's too late, Mr. Hamilton. She's dead.
Oh, no. No, she can't be.
I'm sorry.
How can she be? We only gave her the medicine you prescribed for Helen.
Yes, here it is.
Let me see it. But this medicine wouldn't kill her. It's only a nerve tonic. You can see...
Doctor, what is it?
Why, this is the bottle, all right. But the medicine in it isn't the medicine I prescribed.
But it is. I took some of it last night.
I assure you, this isn't the medicine I prescribed.
Then what is in that bottle?
It smells like carbolic acid.
Carbolic acid?
But that's impossible. Look at the label. You can see it's my medicine.
Yes, the label's right, but someone poured out the medicine I prescribed and replaced it with carbolic acid.
Oh, no.
But why? Why should anyone want to do such a thing? Who could possibly want to kill Sandra? Everyone loved her. Ask Helen. She'll tell you that Sandra...
Stephen, why are you looking at me like that? Surely you don't believe I poisoned her. Stephen, no. No!
This is the mysterious traveler again. Have you enjoyed our little trip? By the way, do you have a child in your home? If so, I do trust it isn't angry with you. You can't be too careful with children. Why, I recall another child who, after being punished by his parents, took a razor and... Oh, you're getting off at the next stop. I'm sorry. Perhaps you'll join me again soon. I take this same train every week at the same time.
You've just heard Chapter 13 of The Mysterious Traveler, a series of dramas of the strange and unusual brought to you each week by station WOR. In tonight's program, The Good Die Young, Betty Jane Tyler played Sandra. The Mysterious Traveler, written by Bob Arthur and David Cogan, is directed by Jock McGregor. Original music was played by Doc Whipple.
Stay tuned to HOJO Radio.
The Mysterious Traveler.
This is the mysterious traveler, inviting you to join him on another journey into the realm of the strange and terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves. I hope it's not making you nervous, being alone with me here in the dark. Darkness stirs strange terrors in some minds, particularly those of children. For children live in a world of their own, a world far removed from that of adults. Who among us knows the psychology of the child mind, with its devious thoughts and actions, as in the tale of The Good Die Young. Years ago, when I was practicing medicine, I brought a child into the world, a girl who was named Sandra. In the years that followed, she grew into an extremely beautiful and clever child.
But my story begins the day that Martha, the housekeeper, was finishing her duties for the last time.
Sandra, come in here. I want to see you. Sandra!
Were you calling me, Martha?
Yes. I told you to come right home after school. Where have you been?
Oh, I'm sorry, Martha. I didn't hear you tell me to come home right after school. I'm sorry, truly I am.
Save your acting for your father, young lady. It hasn't fooled me for a long time. Sandra, since your mother died, you're becoming more and more of a problem every day. Well, at least after tonight, I won't have to put up with your lies and your 1,001 little tricks.
What do you mean, Martha?
Your father won't be needing a housekeeper anymore. I'm leaving tonight.
But why?
Well, I'm not supposed to tell you. But you may as well know now as later. Your father is bringing home a new mother for you tonight.
A new mother?
Yes, he's just married again.
But I don't want a new mother. Daddy and I don't need anyone else. We're happy the way we are.
Sandra, stop screaming.
I won't have it, do you hear? I won't have it.
Your new mother's a very fine woman. I met her last night.
I hate her. Daddy's mine and no one else's. She hasn't any right to him.
If you don't stop that screaming, I'll tell your father when he comes home tonight.
Oh, no, don't do that. I'll be good. But I hate her, and I always will. I'll never stop hating her.
That's a fine way to talk. Perhaps I ought to warn the poor woman about Sandra. Well, then it's none of my business. Besides, she'll find out about her soon enough.
Stephen, it's ridiculous you're carrying me across the threshold.
All right, darling. It's tradition in my family to carry the bride over the threshold. There you are.
Oh, Stephen, what a lovely house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you haven't seen the best part of it yet. Sandra.
Do you think she'll like me, Stephen? I do so want her to.
Of course she will.
Perhaps you should have told her about us, instead of breaking it to her so unexpectedly like
Oh,
this.
nonsense, Helen. I know my daughter. She's a wonderful child. And she'll fall madly in love with you at the first sight, just as her father did. Sandra, where are you? Daddy.
Daddy, you're home early. Oh, I'm so glad.
How are you, darling?
Oh, Daddy.
I have a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Hmm? Sandra, this is Helen. Helen, I want you to meet my daughter, Sandra.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello.
Darling, the surprise I just mentioned is Helen. We were married this afternoon. That means that Helen is now your mother.
Oh, Daddy, that's wonderful. Now I'll have a mother just like all the other girls do. Oh, I'm so glad.
So am I, Sandra. And I'm sure we're all going to be very happy together.
Of course we are.
That night, after the family had said goodbye to Martha and seen her off, Sandra was sent to bed. She lay quietly in the darkness, thinking. Occasionally she would speak softly to her doll, Barbara.
She hasn't any right being here, Barbara. Daddy and I were perfectly happy until she came along. Tonight he didn't even notice me, just kept looking at her. Well, she shan't have him. He's always been mine, and he always will be. There, that's enough of that. Now, let me see.
The second time this afternoon, I've asked you not to pound the keys that way. That's no way to play.
I'm sorry, Mother.
It's not only the piano, dear. There are many other little things. You pay no attention when I speak to you about them.
I don't mean to do them, Mother. I just forget.
Well, please try to remember, dear. Now, I want you to play the piano as you did last night for Daddy. He was very pleased.
Yes, Mother. Yes, Mother?
I thought I asked you to stop pounding the piano like that.
But, Mother, I was just composing a new piece for Daddy.
Well, that wasn't music, Sandra, but just noise. That'll be enough for today.
Hello, beautiful.
How are you, darling?
Well, I wasn't Sandra at the door to meet me. She's all right, isn't she?
Oh, of course, dear. Stephen. I was a bit angry with Sandra this afternoon.
Angry with Sandra? Why? What'd she do?
Well, several times this afternoon I had to speak to her about pounding the piano, being loud and discordant.
Well, that isn't like Sandra. You know how well she plays.
Yes, of course. That wasn't the way she played today.
Well, I'll go up and see her.
All right. Supper will be ready soon.
All right, Ellen. Why, Sandra, what's this?
Oh, Daddy.
Well, what's wrong? You never cry.
I was only trying to compose a new piece for your birthday next month.
A new piece for my birthday?
Yes, I wanted to surprise you.
Oh, there, dear. You mustn't cry. I'm sure Mother understands you didn't mean to be bad. Now, here, let me wipe your tears.
Oh, Daddy, I love you so. I just wanted to compose something wonderful for you.
I understand, darling.
Oh, Daddy, you always understand.
Is supper ready, dear?
Mm-hmm. Where's Sandra?
She'll be down in a minute. Helen,
Yes, Stephen?
she really didn't mean to pound on the piano and get on your nerves. It's just she was trying to compose a new piece for me.
Stephen, it wasn't music. It was just noise.
Well, you mustn't be harsh with her. You know what children are like. In their enthusiasm, they forget what they're told.
But, Stephen, I don't know exactly what to say.
It's just a question of being patient with her, winning her love.
All right, Stephen. Perhaps I was a bit impatient with her. You know I want nothing more than for the three of us to be happy together.
I know that, darling. And the three of us will be happy together.
In the weeks that followed, Helen tried to overlook Sandra's slamming of doors, constant droppings of objects, and other nerve-wracking incidents. In time, she felt, Sandra would come to accept her love and guidance. It was just a matter of patience.
Sandra, is that you?
Yes, Mother.
Please sit down, dear. I want to talk to you.
All right, but do hurry. Daddy'll be home soon.
Sandra, every day I've been giving you milk money for school. Why haven't you been buying milk with that money?
But I have been, Mother.
Now, please, Sandra, I won't punish you. I just want to know what you've been doing with that money.
I've been buying milk with it.
Please, Sandra. Mrs. Gordon, your teacher, told me you haven't bought milk for almost a month now.
But I have. She just doesn't
Sandra,
happen to...
I won't have you lying to me. Now, that's your father. We'll see what he has to say about this.
You don't understand. You just don't understand.
Stephen?
Hello, darling. Well, Sandra, what are you crying about?
I'm sorry, Stephen, but Sandra's been misbehaving. I think you'd better speak to her.
You just don't understand.
What's she done, Helen?
Mrs. Gordon, her teacher, told me today that for the past month, Sandra hasn't been buying milk with her milk money.
Is that true, Sandra?
What's worse, Stephen, when I asked Sandra about it, she lied and said that she had been buying milk at school.
Why, Sandra, it isn't like you to lie about things.
I didn't mean to lie about it. I just wanted to keep it a surprise.
What a surprise.
Your birthday present.
Oh?
I saved my milk money so that I could buy you a pipe. It's here in this box.
But, Sandra, you know I'd have given you money to buy a birthday present for Daddy.
It isn't the same thing. I wanted to buy him a present with my own money.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra. Well, you might have told me about it when I asked you.
And then it wouldn't have been a real surprise. I did want to surprise Daddy, so...
But you have, darling. This is a beautiful pipe.
No, the surprise is spoiled. Your birthday isn't till tomorrow.
Well, this is much better, darling. It means I'll be able to smoke this pipe tonight. Oh, now, please stop crying. You go upstairs and wash your face and hands, huh?
I'm sorry, Stephen, but I had no idea what she'd done with the money, and she did lie when I asked her about it.
Well, if you'd only have a little more faith in her, Helen. I know it's difficult to understand her at times, but that's because as a child she looks at things differently.
I'm sorry, Stephen, if you think I've failed with her.
Oh, but you haven't, Helen. I'm sure that in time she'll come to love you as much as she loves me.
I don't know, Stephen. I often wonder about that.
As the weeks went by, Helen found herself coming no closer to winning Sandra's confidence. It wasn't that Sandra was unfriendly, but there was an air of reserve about her, which vanished only in her father's presence. Helen felt Stephen watching her anxiously when Sandra was about, and sought to reassure him. Her one thought was to preserve their happiness.
Hello, Helen.
Hello, dear.
Oh, what happened to that vase, dear?
Sandra broke it.
Oh? Well, accidents will happen.
Stephen, this is the fourth piece she's broken in 2 weeks. And each of them were pieces I've treasured, had for years.
Why, Helen, you sound as though Sandra had deliberately broken those vases because they were yours.
Well, why is it that only my things are broken?
Oh, Helen, surely you don't believe she's deliberately breaking your things.
I don't know what to believe. The first few times I thought it was an accident, but now...
But, Helen...
Oh, please, Stephen, let's not quarrel. Perhaps I'm wrong. I admit I haven't any proof. It's just all the little things adding up.
Helen, what are you talking about?
Oh, you wouldn't understand even if I told you.
Where's Sandra?
In her room, I suppose.
Well, I'll go up and see what she's doing. Huh?
All right.
Sandra, it's Daddy. Are you in your room? Huh, it's funny. She isn't here. Hello, what's this? A note addressed to me. Dear Daddy, I'm sorry about the broken vase. Tried my best to be a good girl, but everything I do seems wrong. I make Mother very unhappy, so I'm running away. I love you very much and always will. Your daughter, Sandra.
After searching vainly for an hour in the dark and cold, Stephen returned and notified the police. All through the long hours of the night, he and Helen sat up, not saying a word, each afraid to speak, fear of what might be said. As the first rays of dawn showed, the doorbell rang. Stephen rushed to answer it.
Mr. Hamilton?
Sandra.
Oh, Daddy.
Darling, everything's all right now.
I'm the police matron from the 55th Street station, Mr. Hamilton. One of the officers on the force just found her.
Thank you. Thank you very much for bringing her home.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Hamilton. It's our job. Goodbye.
Goodbye. There, dear. Don't cry.
Oh, Daddy, it was so dark out there. And I thought I'd never see you again.
Well, what a thing to say.
How do you feel, Sandra? Do you want me to take her, Stephen, and put her to bed?
No, I'll do it, Helen.
All right, Stephen. Just as you say. Is she all right, Stephen?
Mm-hmm. She just fell asleep. I hope her being out all night won't have any after effects.
Stephen, you feel I'm to blame for her running away, don't you?
Of course not, Helen. It's just that, well, you don't seem to understand her.
But, Stephen, I've tried so hard. Oh, it's no use. She doesn't want me here, never has.
Helen, how can you talk like that? Why, she was delighted the day I brought you here as my wife.
Yes, I thought she was in the beginning. But now I know she was just pretending.
Pretending?
Yes, Stephen. From the first moment she saw me, she resented me. She feels I've come between you, taken her place in your affection.
Oh, Helen, how can you say such a thing?
It's true, I tell you. She sees me as a rival for your love.
You're just imagining all this.
I'm not, I tell you. Oh, it's no use, Stephen. We can't go on this way.
What do you mean?
Don't you see? We aren't happy anymore. Instead of things improving, they get worse. Perhaps it would be best if we were to separate.
Helen, I won't hear of it. I love you, darling. I wouldn't want to live without you. Whatever misunderstandings we may have about Sandra, I'm sure we can straighten them out.
I don't know, Stephen.
If you love me, Helen, you won't give up so easily. Please, say you won't leave.
All right, Stephen. I won't leave. Perhaps we will be able to work this out. I hope so.
Sandra? Sandra? You awake, darling?
Yes, Daddy.
Sandra, Mother and I were very upset when you ran away last night. Mother seems to think you ran away because you couldn't get along with her. She felt so badly about it, she wanted to go away.
She did?
Yes. But I told her how much we both loved and needed her. So she's promised to stay.
Oh. I see.
Sandra, you will try to be a good girl and do as Mother wants, won't you? It would make Daddy very happy.
Oh, Daddy, I'd do anything to make you happy, anything.
That's a good girl, darling. Now, you get up and get dressed, huh? I'll wait for you downstairs.
All right, Daddy. He just doesn't understand. He should have let her go, but she's still here. And she's going to stay. I won't have it. I won't have it. I hate her. I hate her.
A week passed. A week in which Sandra's behavior pleased Helen no end. At last it seemed they were going to be the happy family she had always dreamed they would be.
Helen,
Yes, dear?
will you bring my coat with you when you come downstairs? Sandra and I are going for a walk.
All right, Stephen. I'll get it and be right down.
Daddy, can we walk down to the river?
Oh, we won't have enough time for that, Sandra.
Stephen? I have your coat, but I can't find your scarf.
Oh, the scarf's down here, Helen. Just bring the coat.
Oh, all right. Stephen, I hope...
Helen! Helen, are you all right? Helen, speak to me.
Daddy, is she dead?
No, Sandra, don't talk like that. Quick, phone Dr. Smith at once.
I arrived at the Hamilton home to find Helen suffering from shock, but otherwise unhurt. I was somewhat disturbed, however, to find her very nervous and run down.
She'll be all right, won't she, Doctor?
Yes, of course. I'm going to leave you a prescription, Mrs. Hamilton. It's something that will help quiet your nerves. You're to take it twice a day. Here's the prescription, Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll have it filled at once.
Well, Sandra, how are you? You've been so quiet, I hardly knew you were here.
I'm fine, thank you.
You're growing up to be quite a young lady. Are you still troubled by nightmares?
Yes, she still has them once in a while.
No, it's just her nerves. If she continues to have them, you might give her some of the medicine I've prescribed for your wife. Well, I must be leaving. Goodbye, Mrs. Hamilton, and stay in bed a few days.
I will, Doctor. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor. Well, darling, you gave us quite a scare.
Yes, I slipped on something on the top step.
You must have slipped on a marble, dear. I found 7 or 8 of them on the top step.
Marble? Sandra, were they your marbles?
No, Mother. They belong to Margie. She must have left them on the stairs when we were playing here.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't my fault. Truly it wasn't.
Of course it wasn't, Sandra. Mother knows you wouldn't leave marbles lying around where she could slip on them. Isn't that so, Helen?
Yes, Stephen. I'm sure Sandra wouldn't want anything to happen to me. Sandra, will you come into Mother's room a moment, please?
Yes, Mother.
The medicine that Dr. Smith prescribed for me is in the bathroom. Will you get it for me, please?
All right, Mother.
You'll find it in the medicine chest. It's in a blue bottle.
Yes, I know what it looks like. Oh, here it is.
That's fine, Sandra. Just bring it to me.
Here you are, Mother.
Thank you, dear. Oh, Sandra, this isn't the medicine that Dr. Smith prescribed for me. Didn't you read the label? This bottle has poison in it.
Poison?
Well, yes. It's right here in red letters on the label.
Oh, I'm sorry, but this bottle is blue, too. It looks just like the one with your medicine.
Yes, it does at that.
Now, put this bottle of poison back and get me my medicine.
Yes, Mother.
I'll have to get rid of that poison. It's too dangerous to keep in the medicine chest.
Would have been awful if you took the poison, wouldn't it, Mother? Or you might have died. No, go away. I hate you. Oh, I hate you. He's mine. You shan't have him. He's mine. We don't want you. We don't want
wake
you.
up, wake up, wake up. You're having a nightmare.
Oh, Daddy. Daddy. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Well, of course I won't, Sandra.
Stephen, she's so frightened.
Yes, these nightmares leave her nervous for hours. Darling, there's nothing to cry about now.
Oh, Daddy, I was so frightened.
Come here a moment, will you, please?
All right, Ellen.
Oh, Daddy, don't leave me.
No, Sandra. I'm not going to leave you. I'm just going to see what Mother wants. What is it, Ellen?
Stephen, Dr. Smith said if she had a nightmare, some of the medicine he prescribed for me would help her.
Well, Sandra doesn't like taking medicine.
But this medicine's very easy to take, and it'll have her asleep in no time.
If you think it's best.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Now, you go back to Sandra while I get the medicine and a glass.
All right, Ellen. Now, Sandra, you must stop your crying. Daddy's here.
Don't go away, Daddy. I want you to stay with me.
Of course I'll stay with you. What were you dreaming about, dear?
I don't know. It was all so mixed up. Oh, Daddy, will you always love me more than anybody else in the world?
Of course. Now, stop your crying.
All right, Stephen, I have it. Now, if you just have Sandra sit up.
Come on, darling. Sit up now. That's it.
What's Mother doing?
She's pouring you some medicine. It'll help you sleep, darling.
Medicine?
Yes. It's the same medicine Mother takes for her own nerves.
No, I don't want it.
Now, please, Sandra. It'll make you feel much better.
No, don't come near me. I don't want
But,
it.
Sandra, Mother takes it twice a day. There's nothing to it.
No, I won't take it. I won't.
Perhaps you'd better let it go, Helen.
Nonsense, Stephen. She'll have us up all night if she doesn't take it.
All right.
Now, Sandra, stop being a baby and take this medicine.
No, Daddy, don't let her make me take it. Don't let her.
Sandra, are you going to let me give you this quietly, or do I have to make you take it?
No, it'll kill me. I know it will.
Here, let me hold your head. That's it.
No.
Now, Sandra, stop clenching your teeth. Open your mouth. Do you hear?
Daddy, don't let her.
There, you've taken it. All this fuss over nothing.
Helen, she's choking.
Daddy, it burns.
Sandra, what's wrong?
It's burning me. Daddy, help me. Help me. I can't breathe.
Helen, quick. Call Dr. Smith. Tell him it's an emergency.
Stephen, here's Dr. Smith.
Let me see her. She's been unconscious for 10 minutes now. Doctor, you must do something. I'm afraid it's too late, Mr. Hamilton. She's dead.
Oh, no. No, she can't be.
I'm sorry. How can she be? We only gave her the medicine you prescribed for Helen.
Yes, here it is.
Let me see it. But this medicine wouldn't kill her. It's only a nerve tonic. You can see... Doctor, what is it? Why, this is the bottle, all right. But the medicine in it isn't the medicine I prescribed.
But it is. I took some of it last night.
I assure you, this isn't the medicine I prescribed. Then what is in that bottle? It smells like carbolic acid. Carbolic acid?
But that's impossible. Look at the label. You can see it's my medicine.
Yes, the label's right, but someone poured out the medicine I prescribed and replaced it with carbolic acid.
Oh, no.
But why? Why should anyone want to do such a thing? Who could possibly want to kill Sandra? Everyone loved her. Ask Helen. She'll tell you that Sandra...
Stephen, why are you looking at me like that? Surely you don't believe I poisoned her. Stephen. No. No!
This is the mysterious traveler again. Have you enjoyed our little trip? By the way, do you have a child in your home? If so, I do trust it isn't angry with you. You can't be too careful with children. Why, I recall another child who, after being punished by his parents, took a razor and... Oh, you're getting off at the next stop. I'm sorry. Perhaps you'll join me again soon. I take this same train every week at the same time.
You've just heard Chapter 13 of The Mysterious Traveler, a series of dramas of the strange and unusual brought to you each week by station WOR. In tonight's program, The Good Die Young, Betty Jane Tyler played Sandra. The Mysterious Traveler, written by Bob Arthur and David Kogan, is directed by Jock McGregor. Original music was played by Doc Whipple. Listen next week to a tale titled
Design for Death.
Another tale of the Mysterious Traveler. The Mysterious Traveler is presented by WOR Mutual every Sunday at 7 over most of these stations. This is Mutual.
Thanks for listening to HOJO Radio. We'll be back again very soon.